I'm in the zone when the big blocks rumble. Slide in the slick, watch the quick line crumble. MDiTV got the heat in the tunnel. Boost in the stream, better tight in that buckle. Dirt flying, wide tires grinding. Slide job city, full send, no hiding. Modified beast, you can't fake that tone. It's a full barrel growl and it shakes your dome. Big block, we bring the thunder. Big block, straight out of the under. Big block, tear up the clay. If you ain't built tough, better get out the way. From Brewerton down to the Port Royal gates, I'm shifting fate when I rotate plates. Got torque in the veins and hate in the dust. It's checkers or wreckers and slide we trust. I ain't here for a cruise or a cameo. I'm throwing sliders like Mario. Red flag rage when I rage the show. Tech with the flow when the wheels go roll. Big block, full send savage.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back. We are here for the season finale. Hold on one second. All right, now I don't have feedback. What's up, everybody? Who's ready for some dirt action here tonight? It is going to be some wild racing. We're going to start off at Lernerville. No walls, no limits, no voice control, no PC. Not while I'm streaming. Make sure you guys hit that like, share, and follow button as we get ready for tonight's main event. We are not live. What's up? What's up? Thank you for the $2. What's up? The $2 super chat over there on YouTube. Appreciate that. Let's see where we at. Waiting for this to go ahead and load up here. Helps if I hit launch. All right, looks like we got Langley, Barnhart, Brian Hodge, Brian Ordo, Brock Stout, Caleb Durgan, Colin Murphy. Big field here tonight. Damian Ward, Ethan Bill, Jacob Schultz, Jordan Laboon, Joseph Matthews, Justin Carby. Wow, Justin's going to be in the race and not in the chat here tonight. Can't wait for the 84 to sweep tonight. Hey, yeah, he'll be running Volusia in the Arca cars. Micah. No, you're not getting in VC. I'm broadcasting. Ooh, Stephen Gaines making an appearance. I'm actually a little surprised not to see Loic out there. I do know he likes this track. I don't let anybody in while I'm broadcasting. All right, let's go ahead and jump over here. Trading Paints has not caught up yet. Waiting for that to catch up. All right, it is catching up as we pull in here. I don't know why I didn't jump to the next one. All right, that is going to be the end of practice. We're going to get into qualifying. Who's it going to be on the pole here tonight? Let's see who jumps out on the track first as these guys get ready to do a little racing here tonight. All right, looks like we have Roundtree coming out on the track first in that number 2 machine. Joseph Matthews out there. Brandon Barnhart pulling out on the track. All right. All right, Roundtree going to start his lap here tonight. Let's see where he can set the bar for these guys early on as he comes down the back straightaway into turn number 3 and 4. Let's see what kind of lap time he's going to put down as he comes out of turn number 4. It did not register. You're good, Benny. You're good. All right, so Matthews going to put down the first lap with a 15.3. Roundtree comes across the line. Durgan's going to go with a 14.9. Goffmanis up to the quick time with a 14.880. So lap's starting to get down now. See Michael Swank out on the track. Let's go jump on him as he's out there in that number 27 machine. All right, Michael Swank out on the track. He's going to go 6 quick with a 15.097. Jordan LeBoon coming out of turn at number 4. Let's see what kind of lap time he can put down. Looks like Raging Ray out there. Ethan Bill's out on the track right now. As Jordan LeBoon going to come across the line. He's going to be 10th quick on the board. Matthew Watts up on the lineup, and Ethan Bill with the quick time with a 14.876, I think that says. As Ethan Bill goes quick time here in qualifying. Matt Schaefer out on the track. He's been getting quicker and quicker each week. As Colin Murphy going to go up to 4th on the board. Matt Schaefer going to be 13th quick. We got Kevin Robinson out on the track in the number 16 machine. 60 out of turn at number 4. It is going to be Kevin Robinson. As he takes the green flag down the back straightaway into turn number 3 and 4. Let's see what kind of lap time he puts down as he comes out of turn at number 4. Robinson going to go 16th quick with a 15.081. All right, looks like Ethan Bill going to be at the top of the charts. Ryan Goffmanis in that number 2 spot. Barnhart, Murphy, and Langley, your top 5 here in qualifying as we get ready for heat race number 1. Time to get them stacked up and racked up out on the track as they load in on pit road. It is going to be the number 14 of Ethan Bill on the pole here tonight. Outside of him in the number 34, it's going to be Brandon Barnhart. Starting inside row number 2 in the other number 14, it is going to be Aaron Langley. Outside of him in the, wow, there's 3 14s in this race. It is going to be the 14 of Brian Hodge. Starting inside row number 3 here tonight in that number 49 machine, it's going to be Brock Stout. Outside of him, I have no clue what number he is, so I'm going to go down a little bit closer. Outside of him in the number, I don't know what number he is. It's going to be Jacob Schultz. Starting inside row number 4 in the number 36 machine, it is going to be Raging Ray Remy. Outside of him in the 747, it's going to be Tyson Banks. Starting inside row number 5 in the number 60 machine, it is going to be Kevin Robinson. Outside of him in the number 32, it's going to be Damian Ward. Inside row number 6 in the 144, it's going to be Jordan Levon. Outside of him in the number 2 machine, it's going to be Kyron Roundtree. These guys going to pull out on the track as they get ready for some green flag racing here tonight. What's up, Brady? Where's Durkee? I don't know where he is. Should have stayed at the fair, right? Yeah, his qualifying was not a great qualifying run for Ward. Yeah, I was surprised to see no Durkee. Maybe we'll see him in the supers. As these guys head through turn number 3 and 4, they're going to get the one to go this time by. It is going to be Ethan Bill and Brandon Barnhart side by side on that front row. Going to be a handful, going to be 3 14s hounding that number 34 here on this start as they come down the back straightaway looking for the green flag this time by who is going to win heat race number 1. All right, so we will see a lot of lower riding here, I think, in the heat race as the green flag is out, but this track will move to the top side as Ethan Bill going to ship it into turn number 1 and 2. Bill going to start to pull away out of turn number 2 down the back straightaway. Barnhart going to slide into that number 2 spot as we got Brian Hodge and Langley trying to work out that number 3 position as they come out of turn number 4. Looks like Langley going to slide into that number 3 spot as here comes Barnhart hounding Ethan Bill in 1 and 2. Almost make contact out of turn 2 down the back straightaway into turn number 3 and 4. Right now it is Raging Ray on that bubble spot as they come out of turn number 4 down the front straightaway. 2 laps complete. Top 7 going to transfer through. Keep an eye on that number 7 position. Raging Ray in that final transfer spot as they come down the back straightaway into turn number 3 and 4. Here comes Langley up underneath Barnhart out of turn number 4. Barnhart with the momentum. He's going to grab the wall down the front straightaway. Barnhart grabs the wall. Langley going to take advantage. Barnhart going to dig back on the outside. Down the back straightaway looking for turn number 3 and 4. Barnhart going to go to the top side. Grab that cushion. Try to grab the momentum out of turn number 4, but it's going to be Langley in that number 2 spot. Barnhart trying to keep that thing wound up on the high side. Down the back straightaway, going to pull up next to Langley into turn number 3 and 4. I think the bottom middle is still a little bit faster right now. I don't know. Barnhart with a great run out of 4, 5 laps complete. Oh, we got a race for that final transfer spot between Banks and Raging Ray. Banks going to take it down the back straightaway into 3 and 4. Ward up and over the berm. He's going to get back out of the track. He falls back to the number 11 spot. Back for the battle for that transfer spot. Raging Ray now 1 spot out. Tyson Banks trying to put the move on Schultz. Schultz in the number 12 as they head through turn number 3 and 4. Barnhart has grabbed that number 2 spot back. Barnhart now ripping that top side. He is the quickest car. I take that back. Langley was the quickest car last time by. Looking for the checkered flag as they come through turn number 3 and 4. Here comes Barnhart down low. It's going to be Ethan Bill, Barnhart, Langley, Brian Hodge, Brock Stout, Tyson Banks, Jacob Schultz. Transferring into tonight's feature, Raging Ray, Kevin Robinson, Roundtree, Ward, and Laboon going to the LCQ. We got some beefing. On the track here after heat race number 1. We're going to go ahead and get ready for heat race number 2. Starting on the pole here tonight in heat race number 2, it is going to be the number 2 of Ryan Goffmanis. Outside of him in the number 9 machine, it's going to be Colin Murphy. Starting inside, there's Durgan. Starting inside, row number 2 in the number 17 machine, it's going to be Caleb Durgan. Outside of him in the 07, it's going to be Stephen Gaines. Starting inside, row number 3 in the number 11 machine, it's going to be Matthew Watts. Outside of him in the number 29, it's going to be Justin Carby. Starting inside, row number 4 here tonight in the number 83 machine, it's going to be Matt Schaefer. Outside of him in the number 71, it's going to be Brian Orto. Starting inside, row number 5 in the number 27 machine, it's going to be Michael Swank. Outside of him in the number 6, it's going to be Tanner Purcell. Then rounding out the field here tonight in the number 9 machine, it is going to be Joseph Matthews. It is going to be 8 laps here, top 7 transfer through as we are looking for the green flag this time by Colin Murphy, Ryan Goffmanis on that front row. Goffmanis is going to lead the field to the green flag. Wouldn't go into first. Oh, that sucks. All right, we got him stuck side by side looking for the green flag. Green flag is out. Goffmanis going to get a big jump. Here comes Durgan up underneath Murphy. He's going to give him the door down the front straightaway into turn number 1 and 2. Stephen Gaines looking to thread the needle. Can't quite get there as they come out of turn number 2 down the back straightaway. Durgan going to ship it in there. Tries to slide up the track. Murphy going to hold on strong. It was a dead heat at the line as they head into 1 and 2. Goffmanis going to lead the way as we got a battle for that number 2 spot. Durgan down low, Murphy up high. They're going to go into turn number 3 and 4. Durgan tries to shove it in hard. Can't slide up the track. Murphy going to have the number 2 spot that time by. Oh, Gaines going to get pinched up into the wall just a little bit as they come down the front straightaway, down into 1 and 2. Durgan going to slide up the track, slides into that number 3 spot. Down the back straightaway into turn number 3 and 4. Gets pressure from Gaines. Gaines looking low, can't quite get there. Out of turn number 4, 3 laps complete. down into turn number 1 and 2. Down the back straightaway. Gaines almost goes over the edge. That's going to allow Carby to close the gap as they head into turn number 3 and 4. Murphy trying to put the pressure on Goffmanis for the lead as they head into turn number 1 and 2. Ryan Goffman is going to lead the way down the back straightaway. Durgan all over the back of Murphy now. He's going to move down low in turn number 3 and 4 once again. No room to slide as they come out of 4. He's going to slide up, though, anyway, into the number 2 spot that time by. What a move by Durgan. Oh, Murphy going to park it on his nose out of turn 2. Stacks up the field. Yeah, gives Goffmanis a big lead now as they head through turn number 3 and 4. Durgan going to slide up. Almost gives him the door. Out of turn number 4. Down the front straightaway into 1 and 2. Durgan slides up the track. Murphy back with the cut down out of turn number 2. Down the back straightaway looking for turn number 3 and 4. Will Murphy try to slide up? Durgan holds strong on the outside. Who's going to have second this time by? White flag is out. Durgan in the number 2 spot but grabs the wall down the front straightaway. Durgan going to get a great run out of turn number 2 down the back straightaway. Here comes Matthew Watts out of nowhere in that number 11 machine as they come through turn number 3 and 4. Going to be Goffmanis, Durgan, Watts, Murphy, Stephen Gaines, Carby, Schaefer going to the feature, Purcell, Swank, Matthews, and Orto going to the LCQ. What a race for second. That was wild. Time to load into the LCQ. Top 4 going to transfer through. Let's go ahead and pull up that starting grid. Starting on the pole here tonight in the LCQ, it is going to be Ragin' Ray Ramy in the number 36. Outside of him in the number... I always forget what Tanner. In the number 6 machine, it's going to be Tanner Purcell. Starting inside, row number 3. In the number 60 machine, it is going to be Kevin Robinson. Outside of him, in the number 27, it's going to be Michael Swank. Starting inside, row number 3. In the number 2 machine, it's going to be Kieran Roundtree. Outside of him, in the number 9, it's going to be Joseph Matthews. Starting inside, row number 4. In the number 32 machine, it's going to be Damian Ward. Outside of him, in the number 71, it's going to be Brian Orto. Then starting shotgun on the field in that number 144, he got it in first gear this time. It is going to be Jordan LaFon. You're going to go this last Friday or this coming Friday? All right, we're going to rack them up, stack them up. Okay. I should have gone to Oswego this week. They had the wheeling mods there. Stacking them up into turn number 3 and 4. They're going to get the white flag this time by top 4. Going to transfer through. And I'll tell you what, this is not going to be an easy LCQ to transfer through for. Quite the field here tonight as the pace lights are out. And we are looking for the green flag this time by. All right, who's going to be our B-Main Warrior? Let me know out in the chat. Who are you picking here in the B-Main as they head into turn number 3 and 4? Green flag is out. Oh, no. Orto misses the turn in 3 and 4. He's going to lose a ton of ground. Ragin' Ray going to lead the way through turn number 1 and 2. Battle for that number 2 spot. Robinson falls back. Swank trying to race his way into 4th. Here comes Roundtree down low into turn number 3 and 4. That number 4 spot is going to be chaotic as they come out of turn number 4 down the front straightaway into turn number 1 and 2. Roundtree going to slide up. He parks it. He parks it on Swank's nose. They tangle up. Here comes Damian Ward. Ward going to slide into turn number 3 and 4, almost into Roundtree as they come out of turn 4 down the front straightaway. Wait, now it is Roundtree in the final transfer spot. Ward digging down low in turn number 1 and 2. That bottom side is not hooked up anymore on 1 and 2. Here comes Roundtree. He's going to ship it through turn number 3 and 4. Slides up the track. Robinson over into the wall in turn number 4. That's going to allow Damian Ward to be in a transfer spot, but Swank trying to take away from him as they come out of turn number 2. Down the back straightaway. Got to keep an eye on this transfer spot. Here comes Joseph Matthews. Down low through turn number 3 and 4. Down the front straightaway. Swank going to get the wall just a little bit, trying to close the gap on that number 32. Here comes Laboon. Laboon going to jump up to the outside, down the back straightaway into turn number 3 and 4. Matthews down low out of turn 4 as LaFon going to take that number 6 spot. One more spot for Jordan LaFon. Down the back straightaway, looking for turn at number 3 and 4. Still plenty of time for somebody to make a mistake and gain some ground as they got 4 laps to go. Down the front straightaway into turn number 1 and 2. Raging Ray, Tanner Purcell, plenty of room in front of him. Damian Ward closing the gap on Roundtree. Down the back straightaway into turn number 3 and 4. Right now, Ward is in. 3 laps to go. Can these guys catch him? Down the front straightaway into turn number 1 and 2. Single file up at the front as here comes Matthews trying to hit the bottom side up underneath Laboon. He's going to lose a ton of ground out of turn number 2. Ward starting to look safe now. He's got to just play it safe, not make a mistake. Swank losing ground on him. Laboon moving forward slowly. I mean, if you look at the lap, I'll tell you what, the leaders are pretty slow right now. Raging Ray leading it into turn number 1 and 2. The white flag is out as they come down the back straightaway, looking for turn at number 3 and 4. Through turn number 3 and 4, give the checkered flag to the 36. Raging Ray, our B main warrior. Tanner Purcell second. Roundtree third. Ward in fourth. Those guys going to the feature. It's going to be Swank, Laboon, Matthews, Orto, and Robinson going home. All right, so getting ready for tonight's main event. Let's get ready for tonight's starting lineup. Starting on the pool here tonight. In the number 14 machine, it's going to be Ethan Bill. Outside of him, in the number 2 machine, it's going to be Ryan Goffmanis. Starting inside, row number 2, in the number 34 machine, it is going to be Brandon Barnhart. Outside of him, in the number 17, it's going to be Caleb Durgan. Starting inside, row number 3 here tonight, in the number 14 machine, it's going to be Aaron Langley. Outside of him, in the number 11, it's going to be Matthew Watts. Starting inside, row number 4, in the other number 14, it's going to be Brian Hodge. Outside of him, in the number 9, it's going to be Colin Murphy. Starting inside, row number 5, in the number 49 machine, it's going to be Brock Stout. Outside of him, in the 07, it's going to be Stephen Gaines. My bad for not putting that up there. Let me put that up there for you. Starting inside, row number 6, in the number 747, it's going to be Tyson Banks. Outside of him, in the number 29, it's going to be Justin Carby. Starting inside, row number 7 here tonight, in the number 12 machine, it's going to be Jacob Schultz. Outside of him, in the number 83, it's going to be Matt Schaefer. Starting inside, row number 8 here tonight, our B main warrior, in the number 36, it's going to be Raging Ray Remy. Outside of him, in the number 6 machine, it's going to be Tanner Purcell. Then rounding out the field here tonight, in that 9th and final row on the inside, it is going to be the number 2 of Kyron Roundtree. Outside of him, in the number 32, it's going to be Damian Ward. Looking for the green flag as they come out of turn number 4. Green flag is out. Green flag is out as they headed through turn number 1 and 2. It's going to be Ethan Bill leading the way. Goffmanis on the high side trying to dig in. Here comes Barnhart down low. Out of turn number 4, down the front straightaway, looking for turn number 1 and 2. Going to be Ethan Bill leading the way. Goffmanis going to roll the high side. Big run on the high side. Down the back straightaway, it's side by side into turn number 3 and 4. What's going on? Not much. Down the front straightaway into turn number 1 and 2. I'll tell you what, Goffmanis has that top side digging. He's going to take the lead down the back straightaway, heading for turn number 3 and 4. Down into turn number 3 and 4, coming to the line. It's going to be a new race leader at the line, Ryan Goffmanis, as they head into 1 and 2. Yes, I remember you. What's up, buddy? Ethan Bill back to second. Brandon Barnhart in third. Caleb Durgan in that number 4 spot. Going to be Matthew Watts in 5th, and then we have a cluster behind him right around Stephen Gaines. Gaines going to grab the wall as Langley rolls the bottom. That bottom side has 0 go as Brock Stout going to dig the outside around Langley as they head through turn at number 3 and 4. It is top as they come out of turn at number 4 down the front straightaway. Yes, we have. It has been a while. Has been a while since I've seen you on here. Down the back straightaway looking for turn at number 3 and 4. Ryan going to lead the way out of turn number 4. 6 laps in the books. Ethan Bill in second, Brandon Barnhart third, Caleb Durgan in fourth as they come out of turn number 2. Here comes Matthew Watts trying to dig down low out of turn number 2. Down into turn number 3 and 4. Watts going to roll the middle through turn number 3 and 4. Can he get that momentum? You got to protect that top side. You can see all that momentum he loses out of the corner. That allows Murphy to close the gap as they come out of turn number 2. Here's the question of the night. Who's going to be the first one to go up and over that edge in this main event as they head through turn at number 3 and 4? Right now, single file up at the front as Ethan Bill closes the gap back in on Goff Manis. We're going to stay on this battle right now. Looks like the battle for the number 4 spot is heating up. Watt's going to throw a haymaker. Durgan over the edge. Durgan over the edge in 3 and 4, and he is going to alt F4 and leave the track as they come out of turn number 2. Caleb Durgan over the edge. That is unfortunate in that number 17 who's trying to carry the momentum to go back around Watts. Not able to do it. Goes over the edge and decides that's out of his race, and he all F4s. Down the back straightaway into turn number 3 and 4. Pretty quiet up towards the front of the field. Oh, Banks almost into the back of Brock Stout as they come out of turn number 4. Down the front straightaway into 1 and 2. Raging Ray trying to make some ground towards the front. He is up 3 spots. So is Tyson Banks. Steven Gaines right now our biggest gainer of 4 positions along with Damian Ward. Damian Ward has a long ways to go currently in that number 14 spot. Wow. I just see Brian Hodge throw a haymaker there. Right now, this race is under control of that number 2 machine of Ryan Goffmanis as they head through turn at number 1 and 2. Down the back straightaway. He kicks it out a little bit. Got to be careful flirting with that top lane. Almost over the edge as they come down the back straightaway into turn number 3 and 4. So Durgan was our first one to go up and over the edge. Did not draw the caution flag. Get him, Justin. Justin's got some work to do. He's up 1 spot. It is super hard to pass. It is lockdown to the top side right now. Raging Ray going to pinch him. They make contact through turn number 3 and 4. Down the front straightaway into turn number 1 and 2. Raging Ray in that number 36. Justin's going to lose ground out of turn 2. Here comes Langley to the outside. Langley, the biggest loser right now. He is down 7 spots. Langley over the edge in turn number 3 and 4. Langley going to go over the edge. No caution flag as he is in the wall on the front straightaway. I'm really surprised that did not throw the caution. So Langley, car number 2 up and over the edge. Let's keep a car count out there, guys. Somebody keep track as they come out of turn number 2 down the back straightaway. Here comes Murphy up underneath Watts. Watts on the outside down into turn number 3 and 4. Murphy going to slide up the track. Here comes Watts. He's going to try to cut down. Can't get the run. Out of turn 4. Move Murphy back up into that number 4 position. Ethan Bill has lost some ground on our leaders. The battle for 4th continues to rage. Murphy now back in the number 4 spot. Wow, look at this cluster back here. As they come out of turn number 4 down the front straightaway. Brian Hodge to the bottom. Raging Ray up high. Ray putting the pressure on Schultz out of turn number 2. Down the back straightaway looking for turn at number 3 and 4. Oh, this is where you push it over the edge. Trying to push it a little too hard to get around somebody or stay in front of him. Ray tries to throw the slider. Can't clear it. Schultz on the outside. He's going to rip that top side. Takes the spot back. Down the back straightaway into turn number 3 and 4. Schultz runs a shallow slider in 3 and 4 to protect the spot as they head into turn at number 1 and 2. Raging Ray all over the back of him. Schultz sideways out of turn number 2 down the back straightaway. Schultz going to ship it up into the top of the tracks. Ray's going to keep it down low out of turn number 4 down the front straightaway into turn number 1 and 2. Here comes Brian Orto. He wants a piece of action, and look at this. Damian Ward closing the gap. He's up 6 spots in that number 32, trying to peek his way into the top 10, currently in the number 12 spot. So Damian Ward starting to make his way through. Here comes Raging Ray. Ray going to throw a slider. No, he can't clear it. Schultz with the run on the outside. Drag race down the back straightaway. Looking for turn number 3 and 4. Battle for ninth as Ray slides up the track. Here comes Schultz back with the cut down. Schultz going to cut back down into turn number 1 and 2. Makes contact with Ray. Ray up the track. Orto going to take advantage. Down out of turn number 2. Raging Ray collects himself. Here comes Damian Ward. Down into turn number 3 and 4. Raging Ray not happy right now, I am sure, as he grabs the wall down the front straightaway into turn number 1 and 2. Orto, solid run for him currently in that number 10 spot. Here comes Ward with a big run out of turn number 2, down the back straightaway into 3 and 4. He's going to slide up the track, slides up in there. Here comes Orto down low, but move Damian Ward into the number 10 spot that time by. Orto slides the bottom, keeps it down low out of turn number 2. Down the back straightaway, looking for 3 and 4. Ward going to run slider through turn number 3 and 4, up the track out of turn 4. He's going to try and secure that spot as we got a battle back up here with Stephen Gaines and Matthew Watts. Watts going to take it as Langley has more issues. He's going to pull off the track in 3 and 4. Gray battling right here, right around that number 10 spot. Raging Ray had it that time by. Here comes Damian Ward, tries to slide up. Ray's going to chase him up the track, down the back straightaway, looking for turn number 3 and 4. Ward going to have the slider here into turn number 3 and 4. Slides up the track. Ray can't run the cut down as they come out of turn number 4, down the front straightaway into turn number 1 and 2. Down the back straightaway, here comes Raging Ray all over the back of Damian Ward through turn number 3 and 4. Battle for 10th on the screen. Ward over the edge, hard into the front straight wall. Oh, big mistake by Damian Ward, falling back to that number 4 spot as we move back up the track. Slide job by Matthew Watts, cut down by Gaines. Great battle right here as the battle for the lead is starting to heat up. We're going to keep an eye on that as Stephen Gaines rolls the bottom. Watts up on the high side. Let's go back up to the front. Looks like Ethan Bill has reeled back in. Goff Manis and Brandon Barnhart not too far behind as they come out of turn number 2. Down the back straightaway, 32 laps, going to make it 33 laps into this one, and this time by. Great racing so far as they got 17 laps to go down into 1 and 2. So Ethan Bill's kind of in a funny spot right now. He can't take too many chances because he's got Barnhart not too far back, and Murphy starting to close the gap in the number 9. Starting to look like we're going to have a 4-car battle as we got lap cars battling up in front of the leaders here. So Matt Schaefer and Roundtree side by side for that number 15 spot out of turn number 4. Leaders trying to close the gap. Slide job by Schultz, cut down by Banks. Good race back here right for that number 7 spot as Banks moves back up. Brock Stout trying to close the gap on that one. We're going to move back up to the front. They have pulled away from Colin Murphy. Top 3 have pulled away as they close in on lap traffic. 36 laps in the books, 14 laps to go. No caution so far. Down into turn number 3 and 4, going to be Goffmanis leading the way that time by 37 laps in the books. Looks like the battle in front of these guys has slowed down just a little bit as they come down to turn number 2 down the back straightaway. This battle hasn't slowed down. Slide job by Schultz, cut down by Banks. Banks going to dig in down the back straightaway into turn number 3 and 4. He's going to slide up the track. Schultz going to try to set himself up for the cut down out of turn number 4. It's real slick up there on that top. You can see how slick it's gotten. Hard to pull that cut down. Schultz going to throw the slider in 1 and 2. Cut down by Banks out of turn number 2 down the back straightaway. He's going to take the spot back. Down through turn number 3 and 4, down the front straightaway. Great battle back here for that number 7 spot. Here comes Schultz. Schultz back up the track, slides up. Banks with the cut down. Schultz tried to give him the room. Banks was already committed to the cut down. Yeah, it's a great race. Into turn number 3 and 4. Banks up the track. Schultz looking for the cut down. Here comes Brock Stout. That's going to change things. Gets in the back of Schultz. Schultz still going to pull the slider in 1 and 2. Cut down by Banks. What a race back here for the number 7 spot as they head into turn number 3 and 4. Banks back up into the number 7 spot. Schultz going to go back to work. He's going to ship it into turn number 1 and 2. He's going to keep it down low. No go out of turn number 2. Oh, not too bad with the run down the back straightaway into turn number 3 and 4. Trying to find something a little bit different. He's going to roll the bottom in 3 and 4. Down the front straightaway, looking for turn number 1 and 2. Schultz might have figured out something. We're going to see this time by as they come out of turn number 2. Good run out of turn 2. Battle into turn number 3 and 4. Bottom side looks like it might be starting to come alive as the battle up there towards the front is starting to pick up. Those guys nose to tail. Back to this battle. Schultz down low. Banks up high out of turn number 2. Down the back straightaway, looking for turn at number 3 and 4. We are 6 laps to go as they come across the line. Out of turn number 4, Schultz going to have it that time by. Banks going to grab the wall as they head into turn number 1 and 2. Banks going to have a good run through turn number 1 and 2. Schultz with a better run out of 2, though. Down the back straightaway into turn number 3 and 4. Should be Schultz at the line this time by. It is as they come by with 5 laps to go. Will the battle for the lead start to heat up? Lap traffic just ahead of these guys. 4 laps to go. Hell of a time for lap traffic as they head through turn number 1 and 2. Goffman is going to run slider through 1 and 2. Here comes Ethan Bill down the back straightaway into turn number 3 and 4. Bill's going to close the gap. 3 laps to go at the line. Ethan Bill's there. 3 laps to go. 3 laps to go as they head into turn number 1 and 2. Barnhart moves to the bottom. He's going to try to dig that bottom side out of turn number 2. Down the back straightaway into turn number 3 and 4. 2 laps to go at the line. Cut down by E-Bill out of turn number 4. Does not work for him. 2 laps to go. 2 laps to go as they head through turn number 1 and 2. Down the back straightaway. Going to have 1 more lap to go when they hit the white flag this time by. 1 lap to go for Goffmanis and Ethan Bill. Down into 1 and 2. Don't count out Barnhart. Barnhart on the bottom. Down the back straightaway. 1 last time. Goffmanis pulls away into turn number 3 and 4. Checkered flag in the air. Give it to Ryan Goffmanis. Ethan Bill 2nd. Barnhart 3rd. Murphy 4th. Matthew Watts 5th. Stephen Gaines 6th. Schultz, Banks, Brock, and Raging Ray, your top 10. Very good racing. Yeah, I know. They just went 50 laps green in a big block race. Let's go through these results and we'll grab those top 3. With the win here tonight, Ryan Goffmanis took the lead and never looked back, taking the victory here tonight. Ethan Bill in 2nd. Going to be Brandon Barnhart in that number 3 spot. Colin Murphy in 4th. Matthew Watts in that number 5 position. Stephen Gaines in 6th. Jacob Schultz in 7th. Going to be Tyson Banks in that number 8 spot. Brock Stout in 9th. Raging Ray in 10th. Tanner Purcell going to be in that number 11 spot. Damian Ward in 12th. Justin Carby in 13th. Going to be Brian Hodge in that number 14 spot. Matt Schaefer in 15th. Roundtree in 16th. Langley and Durgan going to round out the field here tonight. The only 2, I think, that did not finish. They are. All right, let's go see if I could go pull in our top 3. Little G and, yep, they're all here. Hello. What's up, guys?
Hello.
Yeah, green to checkered, no caution flags.
Thank God.
Honestly, some great racing up there. Brian pulled away early. Barnhart, you kind of stuck around in that 3rd spot, but closed the gap there. 3-car battle for the lead at that. Just looks so hard to pass. Brandon, I saw you move to that bottom side. Just couldn't seem to get the run out of the corners.
No, I couldn't. The momentum there is just hard to beat unless the top's completely gone. They got out ahead of me there a little bit, and then I started running that cut down line in both corners, and I started catching them, but I just couldn't get close enough to them to do anything.
You know, Lernerville tends to be a popular track. I don't think we've seen as many people as we normally do. Probably end of the season thing, but you know, able to stick it up in that top 3 all night long. That's got to feel pretty good against a field like this.
Oh yeah, I mean, it's running top 5 with these guys is always, good for me. I mean, I don't get to race as much as I'd like to, so anytime I can finish in the top 3, I'm always happy with it. I ain't out here just to win every race. Just be consistent. That's what I'm about.
Great run here tonight. Why don't you give a shout out to friends, family, sponsors?
I think everybody at Tri City. We got a good group of guys. You know, we've been almost 3 years together now, and still going strong. Think Matt Watts over at Fusion. Me and him put our heads together here towards this season, and starting to find some more speed, and it's working out good. Thank you for putting on the broadcast. Adrenaline Spike Designs, Bori Machine, and everybody that raced. Good race.
Yeah, definitely a good race. Ethan, you took the pole, you took the heat, but you could not take the feature here tonight. That 14 was fast, but couldn't find your way back around Ryan when he took the lead away from you.
Yeah, I didn't want to. I had a feeling the top was going to be there right away, and I didn't want to just slide up across his nose and us get to battling. But no, we had a good car. We kind of gambled there on tire pressures, and thankfully we didn't have any yellows. But no, Ryan G ran a good race. 2 openers in a row for him. Showing good speed.
You know, you get to the top of these things and then somebody breaks in and jumps up to the top. Not that we're surprised Ryan's fast because he was before, but I mean, you put a lot of work in, get to the top, and always got somebody hard to battle out there. Is it frustrating or fun?
To me, I'd rather see the guys be more successful on my sets than me. It's a little bit more rewarding knowing that it's not just me that can drive them, and it's those guys that can too. So to me, it's more rewarding to see them do better than me, in all honesty.
Well, great run here tonight. Landon Moody said, good run, Ethan. Why don't we go ahead and give a shout out to friends, family, sponsors?
Yeah, I can't thank brought the Throw Factory back, everybody over there. Real life side, we got Izzy Trucking and Rigging, Hall County Garage Door, Gen X Electrical Contractors, Advanced Pro Tile Creations, Danny's Pizza Pizzazz, Ibarra Pallets, Slabtown Pedal Pickers, Powertrain Supply, Hoffman Discount Parts, Fastline Performance, Blue Hen Speed and Performance, Dom's Welding Services, ERK Steering, Precision Hydraulic and Oil, Ribs Taxidermy, BP Schools, Fresh Carb, Ham Lettering with the nice Ryan Go Down wrap, Ingram Race Engines, FNW Graphics, and you for putting these on.
Appreciate you. Good run here tonight. Ryan, man, 2 in a row. Good way to end the end of the season. Got to be looking forward to next season.
Yeah, definitely. We got our stuff rolling right now. Definitely. You know, took a little break, obviously, and ever since I came back, I've just, been more calm and just, been able to run my races and be good, which is always good, and when you can run up front with all these guys and compete for the win, you know what I mean? It's just feels good, and great race to you, Bill and Brandon. They were right with me. I was struggling a little bit at the end there, but just searching around, seeing if I can find anything different. But then it was just all about the cut down and top.
You know, we see a lot of people take a break and come back and look really good. And we've seen Ducharme do that and multiple other drivers. What is it about that break? I know you kind of come back and you feel a little off pace and you got to relearn everything. Is it part of getting rid of those old habits and old rivalries, being able to come back and just kind of put your head to it and run clean and have a little bit more fun when you come back like that?
Yeah, definitely. Like I feel like it just makes it to where you're better. Like you just be like you're able to talk to yourself and just say like you can do better with it, like with whatever you were doing wrong, and just forget about what you were doing before, and just that's why you start over. It's pretty much just taking a break and starting new and putting your and having a different mindset going into everything.
I've taken a long break, so you guys better watch out when I make my comeback. No, I'm just kidding. Great run here tonight. Why don't you go ahead and give a shout out to friends, family, sponsors?
Yeah, I gotta thank eBill for the set. I mean, it was good. We got our stuff rolling right now, last 2 weeks, and can't wait for next season with eBill. It's gonna be fun. Gotta thank Winners Performance, Madison Overhead Doors, everyone over there. JLR Technologies, everyone over there, Jack, Brendan, everyone over there helps me out, and everyone that's here with me, and Ham for the good rap. It's a good rap. I love this rap, and hopefully we can carry it on to the next season.
Well, good run, guys, and can't wait to see what happens next season. And I will catch you guys later. I got some supers to watch.
Alrighty, see you
All
later.
right.
See ya.
All right. Good run, guys. Appreciate you. All right, great run. I didn't see a Dots car. I didn't see a Dots car this time. I didn't see a Dots car. We will find one again. I'm going to go look. I'm going to convince somebody to run a Dots car just for you at some point. Yo, what's up, Remington? You going to make it tonight? We're doing Volusia for the Arca. Volusia for the Arca. I wish I could run it. I ran a couple laps and I'm faster than Moody. All right, we are jumping into the super race. About to tell you who is in there, as it is going to be a good one, I'm sure, at Eldora. It will be a packed. It definitely, there was like 5 or 6 at least sessions. So let's go ahead and see who is up in these as we load in. 7309 SOF. I see Barnhart's already registered. Langley, Caleb Boynton, Chase Copeland, Ethan Johnson, Hayden Tolson, Dylan Wilson, Anderson, Honeycutt, Lumley, Selby, Watts, Augie's going to be in there, Nathan Waddell, Buchanan, Gaines, Tomasi, Banks. I mean, we got a hell of a field coming up in there. For my the overlays for like when I do like the where people are at, like the pylon, I use STK Gaming is what I use. Cost me like $10-11 a month. All right, we are up in here for race number 2 here. It is going to be the World of Outlaw late models. I don't know why this wants to fight me. Going full screen. All right, Eldora. Always a fun track to watch these guys. They love running Eldora. We're going to go ahead and move up over to that. Oh, I got to go find my SDK. Oh, we are still in practice. All right, so these guys out there putting some laps in. Brandon Barnhart back out on the track. Dylan Wilson out on the track. Oh, you suck, Remington. You suck. I mean, that's too bad. We are probably going to move the Arca over to its own day. I will announce that here. This is the final week for everything. So within the next week, I'll probably let you guys know when we're going to run Arca. Next week, week 13, no openers. We are going to do a little Pro 2 or Pro 4 off our road course series for week 13 action. So we'll run a race. We'll run a race each night, Monday through Friday, for that. All right, so it is just about the end of practice, about 15 seconds left, as we are going to get ready for qualifying here at Eldora. 23 cars, 18 going to the feature here tonight, so we are going to have a hell of an LCQ, I promise you that one. Did Matthew Watts make it in here? He is in here, just hasn't qualified. Knox Lumley had a spotter. As we get ready for tonight's main event, that is going to be the end of practice. Let's get into qualifying here tonight. Who is going to be the first to jump out on the track here tonight? Looks like Chase Copeland going to be the first one to pull out on the track here tonight. We're going to jump up to the spotter stand as he comes to start lap number 1, as he comes out of turn number 4. We go ahead and turn that to best time. As he comes across the line, heading into turn number 1 and 2, Chase Copeland takes the green flag for his first qualifying run. Let's go. What else says Moody? Copeland out of turn 4, a little bit sideways there. That could hurt his time as he comes across the line with a 15.304. Brandon Barnhart out on the track in that number 56 machine. Looking for turn at number 3 and 4. Let's see what kind of lap time Barnhart puts out as he comes out of turn at number 4. He's going to put down a 15.274 as Copeland able to put down a quicker lap on lap number 2 with a 149. Let's see if Barnhart's able to do the same thing as he comes across the line for lap number 2. He is slower on lap number 2. Matt Selby going to go to the top of the charts. Tyson Banks to the top, almost to the top of the charts. Sorry, they were second and third. Let's see, we got, who else we got? We got Jacob Fields out on the track. Knox Lumley out on the track. Let's see how Jacob Fields does as he comes through turn at number 3 and 4. That card's for sale if you're looking for one. Newsom coming out. Watts going to go quick time with a 15.072. Matthew Watts to the top of the charts. Let's see what Jacob Fields able to do. He's going to be 8th quick on the board. Dylan Wilson, that's a name we don't see very often. He should be pretty fast here. Is Waddell out there? Waddell is out on the track. Let's see where Dylan Wilson, he's going to be 8th quick. Jump on with Nathan Waddell in that number 5 machine. Heading through turn at number 3 and 4. Let's see where he is able to put that number 5 machine. As he takes the green flag, Colton Jordan at the top of the charts now. Stephen Gaines going to go 2nd quick. Here comes Nathan Waddell to complete his first lap as he comes across the line. Waddell going to go 11th quickest. Let's see if he's able to pick up the lap. Pick up the pace on lap number 2. We've seen him do it. Also, Hayden Tolson out on the track right now. Watch for him to possibly put down a quick time. Nathan Waddell going to come across the line. And he is going to stay back there in that number 12 spot. Hayden Tolson. Oh, no. He did not make it to the line in time. Hayden Tolson does not put down a lap. All right, getting ready for heat race number 1 as they pull out on the track. Starting on the pole here tonight in heat race number 1. I'm not sure what all their numbers are, so we're going to get a little bit closer. In the number 83 machine, it's going to be Colton Jordan. Outside of him, in the number 32, it's going to be Jaden Anderson. Starting inside, row number 2, in the number 11 machine, it's going to be Matthew Watts. Outside of him, in the number 10, it's going to be Caden Honeycutt. Somebody doesn't know how to shut up. I mean, starting inside row number 3 in the number 11 machine, it is going to be Ethan Johnson. Outside of him, in the number 71, it's going to be Caleb Boykin. Starting inside row number 4. Hold on, who's it going to be? Starting inside, row number 4. Somebody is blinking like crazy. It is going to be the number 14 of Aaron Langley. Outside of him, in the 747, it's going to be Tyson Banks. Starting inside, row number 5, in the number 23 machine, it's going to be Willie Cuddy. Outside of him, in the 007, it's going to be Jacob Fields. Then rounding out the field here tonight on the inside of row number 6, in that number 19 machine, it's going to be Mike Augustine. Outside of him, in the number 327, it's going to be Hayden Tolson. Looking for the green flag this time by as they come down the back straightaway. Looking for turn number 3 and 4. Who's it going to be here in heat race number 1? Green flag is out. I should have grabbed another water. Green flag is out as they head into turn number 1 and 2. Going to be Colton Jordan leading the way. Here comes the 32 of Jaden Anderson. He's going to rip the top side with Matthew Watts down low into turn number 3 and 4. Banks up into the wall and turn number 3. Down the front straightaway into turn number 1 and 2. It is a cluster back from about the 4th position on back as they come out of turn at number 2 down the back straightaway. Here comes Ethan Johnson looking low on Watts as they come out of turn number 4. It's going to be Johnson up into the number 3 spot as he slides into place in turn number 1 and 2. Honeycutt going to roll the bottom in turn number 1 and 2 down the back straightaway. Looking for turn number 3 and 4. Battle for the lead. Here comes Anderson down low out of turn number 4, not able to stick it. Let's see if he sends it in 1 and 2. He sends it, makes contact. Colton Jordan able to hold on to it as they come out of turn number 2. Anderson tried the slider, but Jordan on his door. Make contact as they head through turn number 3 and 4. Going to be Jaden Anderson this time by Ethan Johnson second, Colton Jordan in third. Matthew Watts in that number 4 spot as they come out of turn number 2. Down the back straightaway, looking for turn number 3 and 4. Johnson putting the pressure on Anderson as they head through turn number 3 and 4. Here comes Ethan Johnson down low. He's going to ship it into turn number 1 and 2. Slides up the track, slides up to the cushion, cut down by Anderson. Drag race down the back straightaway into turn number 3 and 4. Anderson going to ship it up the track and 3 and 4. Big slide from Watts in the background as they come out of turn number 4. Anderson at the point. Here comes Johnson low into turn number 1 and 2. Slides up the track, cut down by Anderson again. 3 wide behind him for that number 3 spot as they come down the back straightaway into turn number 3 and 4. Honeycutt down low as they come out of turn number 4. Drag race is going to be Johnson at the line that time by. Johnson slides up the track. Anderson back down low out of turn number 2. Down the back straightaway. Great racing behind him, but we're keeping an eye on the battle for the lead as they come out of turn number 4. Checkered flag in the air. Give it to Johnson. Anderson, Watts, Jordan, Honeycutt, Cuddy, and Boykin go to the feature. Augie, Tolson, Fields, Langley, and Banks to the LCQ. Oh my God, that is going to be a stacked LCQ, I'll tell you that. God, that kid's annoying. Starting on the pole here tonight. And heat race number 2, it's going to be the 07 of Stephen Gaines. Outside of him, in the number 80, it's going to be Dylan Wilson. Starting inside of row number 2 in the 07 machine, it's going to be Tanner Tomasi. Outside of him, in the number 24, it's going to be Knox Lumley. Starting inside row number 3 in the number 31 machine, it's going to be Robbie Buchanan. Outside of him, in the number 5, it's going to be Nathan Waddell. Starting inside row number 4 in that number 1 machine, it is going to be Chase Copeland. Outside of him, in the number 11, it's going to be Jesse Newsom. Starting inside row number 5 in that number 06 machine, it is going to be JP Shed. Outside of him, in the number 46, it's going to be Matt Selby. Then rounding out the field here tonight, in the number 56, it's going to be Brandon Barnhart. 8 laps here tonight for heat race number 2 as they look for the green flag this time by as they head through turn number 1 and 2. Who's your pick? Let me know in the chat. Who do you think is going to win heat race number 2? All right. Stephen Gaines. Sorry, 09 for Tomasi. My bad. As they come out of turn number 4, green flag is out. Green flag is out as they come down the front straightaway. Going to be Stephen Gaines to the point. Here comes Tomasi down low. Can't quite clear Wilson. Wilson going to drive it off of turn number 2. Drag race down the back straightaway into turn number 3 and 4 for that number 2 spot. Contact behind as it looks like the 11 is going to be up into the wall. Jesse Newsom going backwards as they are wrecking into turn number 1 and 2. Somehow they keep it straight. More contact as Buchanan in the wall on turn number 1 and 2. Down the back straightaway. Contact between Wilson and Gaines in turn number 3 and 4. Out of turn 4 Gaines at the line. Wilson down low. He's going to set it in 1 and 2. Up the track to the cushion. Gaines gets the wall, then gets contact from behind. Out of turn number 2. Down the back straightaway. Wilson to the point as they head through turn number 3 and 4. New race leader at the line. It's going to be Dylan Wilson into 1 and 2. Here comes Tomasi. Tomasi going to slide it into turn number 1 and 2. Cut down by Gaines. Big stack up. We got Lumley around out of turn number 2. Oh, that is unfortunate. Big contact. We are getting, you got 15 minutes. Opens up. 15 minutes. Down the back straightaway into turn at number 3 and 4. Dylan Wilson leads the way as they come out of turn at number 4. Down into turn at number 1 and 2. It is going to be Wilson leading the way. Tomasi in second. Gaines in third. Waddell in that number 4 spot as Barnhart and Selby door to door out of turn number 4. These guys started at the back. Barnhart in the transfer spot. Selby going to cut down out of turn number 2. Great battle here for the number 5 spot. Down into turn at number 3 and 4. Here comes Selby in that number 5 position. Barnhart down low. White flag is out. 1 lap to go. Dylan Wilson well out front. We're going to keep an eye on this battle as they come out of turn number 2. Down the back straightaway into turn number 3 and 4. Give the win to Dylan Wilson. Tanner Tomasi, Stephen Gaines, Waddell, Selby, Barnhart, and Newsom going to the feature here tonight. Shed, Buchanan, Copeland, and Lumley in the LCQ. This is going to be an insane LCQ that we're going into right now. God, you are fucking annoying, Colton Jordan. Just so you know. I think the kid's special needs or something. All right, we are getting ready for the LCQ as they get them lined up out on the track. It is going to be the number 19 of Mike Augustine starting on the pole here tonight in the LCQ. Outside of him in the 06, it's going to be JP Shed. Starting inside, row number 2 in the 327, it's going to be Hayden Tolson. Outside of him in the number 31, it's going to be Robbie Buchanan. Starting inside, row number 3 in the 007, it's going to be Jacob Fields. Outside of him in the number 1, it's going to be Chase Copeland. Starting inside, row number 4 in the number 14 machine, it's going to be Aaron Langley. Outside of him in the number 24, it's going to be Knox Lumley. Then rounding out the field here tonight in the 747, it's going to be Tyson Banks. I am really curious what the SOF of this LCQ is. So we're going to look. What's that say? 6.9? Does that say 6.9K up there? It's pretty small for me. That is a hell of an LCQ. All right, we got them stacked up side by side, heading into turn at number 1 and 2. Who's it gonna be here tonight? Who's going home and who is staying to play? We're about to find out. As they head towards turn number 3 and 4, Augie leads the way. Pace truck is in. Green flag is out as Augie on the gas out of turn number 4. Augie going to jump out to a nice lead. JP Shed in that number 2 spot as they're 3 wide for third. Oh, Tolson almost in the shed as they come out of turn number 2. 3 wide for that number 2 spot. Jacob Fields on the bottom. Tolson going to slide up with Fields out of turn number 4. 5 wide. Oh my God, as they head down the front straightaway into 1 and 2. I think they hit 5 wide as Tolson going to hit the wall out of turn number 2. 3 wide for second once again. Shed's going to get the worst of that. Oh, right in front of Banks. Big wreck. Big wreck. Copeland, Banks, Shed, and Langley caught up in that one. Langley able to continue. Down into turn number 1 and 2. Slide job by Buchanan for the number 4 spot. Lumley back with the cut down out of turn number 2. Down the back straightaway into turn number 3 and 4. Lumley going to slide up the track out of turn number 4. Buchanan all over the back of him, gets in the back of him, ships it into turn number 1 and 2. Slide job by Buchanan, cut down by Lumley out of turn number 2. Buchanan plays a little defense, puts the block on him into turn number 3 and 4. Side by side, door to door. Lumley down low, Buchanan up high. Buchanan at the line that time by. Down into 1 and 2, slide job by Lumley. Buchanan back with the cut down out of turn number 2. Down the back straightaway. Looking for turn number 3 and 4. It is all Augie out front. Hayden Tolson second. Jacob Fields in third. Battle for fourth between Buchanan and Lumley as they head into 1 and 2. Langley slowly creeping in on that one's going to grab too much wall in turn number 1 and 2, loses a ton of ground. Down the back straightaway into turn number 3 and 4. They are actually gaining on Fields. This could be a 3-car battle for that number 3 spot, meaning one of those drivers are going to go home here tonight as Buchanan gets a little too much wall out of turn number 2. Down the back straightaway into turn number 3 and 4. Here comes Lumley looking down low in that blue machine, the turquoise machine. Whatever color machine it is as they head into 1 and 2. Slide job by him, cut down by Buchanan. Out of turn number 2, down the back straightaway. Looking for turn number 3 and 4. It's going to be 2 laps to go as they come across the line. 2 laps to go. Somebody's going home. Who's it going to be as they head into turn number 1 and 2? Lumley all over the back of Buchanan. Buchanan going to grab a whole lot of wall down out of turn number 2, down into 3 and 4. Lumley all over the back of him. White flag is out. 1 lap to go. Buchanan sideways out of turn number 4, down into turn number 1 and 2. Lumley going to put the pressure on him. Runs the cut down out of turn number 2. Drag race down the back straightaway. Buchanan going to try to play a little defense. Ships it up the track. Lumley into him. Knocks him into the wall. Takes the spot out of turn number 4. It's going to be Augie, Tolson, Fields, and Lumley going to the feature as Lumley puts Buchanan hard into the wall in turn number 3 and 4. I mean, he was blocking. I didn't expect that, though. All right, let's get ready for tonight's starting lineup.
Rolling full, side by side, leaning into the fight, chasing that checkered flag at night. We're burning up dirt, kicking up dust, ain't nothing like racing with the rest.
Starting on the pole here tonight in the number 11 machine, it's going to be Ethan Johnson. Outside of him, they are definitely fighting. No surprise there, says Darby. What's up? What's up, Chief? What's up, buddy? Starting outside of him in the number 80 machine, it's going to be Dylan Wilson. Starting inside row number 2, it's going to be Jaden Anderson. Outside of him in the 09, it's going to be Tanner Tomasi. Starting inside row number 3 in the number 11 machine, it's going to be Matthew Watts. Outside of him in the 07, it's going to be Steven Gaines. Starting inside row number 4 here tonight in the number 83 machine, it's going to be Colton Jordan. Outside of him in the number 5 machine, it's going to be Nathan Waddell. Starting inside row number 5 in the number 10 machine, it's going to be Caden Honeycutt. Outside of him in the number 46, it's going to be Matt Selby. Starting inside row number 6 in that number 23 machine, it's going to be Willie Cuddy. Outside of him in the number 56, it is going to be Brandon Barnhart. Guess I got to zip through the rest of this pretty quick. Wrong button. Starting in the 13th spot, it's going to be Caleb Boykin, Jesse Newsom in 14th, Mike Augustine 15th, Hayden Tolson 16th, Jacob Field 17th, and Knox Lumley in that number 18th spot as we look for the green flag, this time by, who's it going to be, as they head through turn number 3 and 4. Green flag is out. Green flag is out as they head into turn number 1 and 2. Ethan Johnson going to lead the way. Dylan Wilson in that number 80 tries to stay close as they head through turn number 1 and 2. Down the back straightaway into turn number 3 and 4. Tanner Tomasi in that 09 machine trying to rip that top side. Let's see where he can go as Jaden Anderson in the 32. He's ripping the low side into 1 and 2. Ethan is fast. Yes. He's always fast. Down into turn number 3 and 4. Coming to the line, it's going to be Dylan Wilson in that number 2 spot, but Anderson holding strong down into turn number 1 and 2. Out of turn 2, down the back straightaway, looking for turn number 3 and 4. Who's it going to be? Wilson in that 80. He's going to take the number 2 spot. Tomasi digs the high side. Out of turn number 4, down into 1 and 2. It is going to be Tomasi moving into that number 3 spot. Anderson on the bottom, starting to lose some ground as they head through turn number 3 and 4. Bottom side does not have the speed. Here comes Watts to the outside out of turn number 4, down the front straightaway into 1 and 2. Holy dust. Wrong button. Down the back straightaway, battle for the lead. Here comes Dylan Wilson down low. Only 11K, right? Yeah, he sucks. Just kidding. Why did I lose gap? Okay, there we go. Out of turn number 2, down the back straightaway, going to be single file for the top 3. Here comes Nathan Waddell in that number 5 machine. Don't count him out. He has been fast here lately. Not that he's not ever fast, but he has been fast and up front a lot here lately in that number 5 machine, currently in the number 5 spot. Look for him to slowly move forward as they come out of turn number 4. Johnson at the line. Dylan Wilson second. Lumley with issues. Caution flag comes out. Can't park there, Lumley. Let's see what happens to Knox Lumley. Oh, he just wasn't clear high. Goes across the nose of Barnhart, turned around, caution flag comes out. So we go green to checkered in the big block races. We're going to get an early caution lap number 7 here for the super late models, as we got a 50 lap main event here. Next up is going to be the Arca Dirt Series finale at Volusia. You guys don't want to miss that one. That session should be up here in the next 2 to 4 minutes. If you guys are looking to race that, it is first 24 cars in there and get the race. And that will come up after this. It is a 20-minute practice, so plenty of time to get in there and get some laps in and get ready for tonight's event there. Arca Dirt probably will be getting its own night. I will let you guys know. We may do a major and minor league. We'll find out. I got to work out a few things. But that has been a ton of fun, and I'm looking to carry that on, maybe make it a little bit bigger. We'll see how that goes as these guys come down the back straightaway. Working caution flag number 1 with Ethan Johnson leading the way. What is Ethan's flag? Who's he got? St. Vincent and Nathan's using Jaden's using the Ukraine. Chase is using Monaco. That's all right. That's funny. I use Antarctica. All right. I just need to mute this guy. He's fucking annoying. All right. Down the back straightaway looking for turn number 3 and 4. It's going to be side by side. Who's it going to be? Who did I mute? Colton Jordan. Green flag is out as Johnson on the gas out of turn number 4. Doesn't get a massive jump, but able to get the lead into turn number 1 and 2. Tomasi down low up underneath Dylan Wilson as they come out of turn number 2. Down the back straightaway. Oh, Jaden Anderson going to get squeezed in the wall. Able to hold on to it. Here comes Nathan Waddell down low. Oh, you guys can't hear it. I can hear it. He's just fucking annoying. Out of turn number 2, down the back straightaway, looking for 3 and 4. It helps me know what's going on when I can hear those guys. I just didn't want to hear him anymore. Out of turn number 4, down the front straightaway, going to be single file for the top 3. Waddell trying to work that bottom side. He's got Watts to the high side. Watts going to make a move as Anderson gets the wall into turn number 3. Out of turn number 3 and 4, it's going to be all Ethan Johnson out front. Dylan Wilson in second. Tomasi in third as those guys tried to pull away. Nathan with a mean slider in 1 and 2. Nathan going to jump into that number 4 spot as they head down into turn number 3 and 4. Move Nathan Waddell up to the number 4 spot as they come out of turn number 4. Down into turn number 1 and 2. Anderson going to throw the slide. Waddell easily cuts down as Anderson grabs the wall in turn number 1 and 2. He's going to get a twofer. Here comes Selby in the 46. Selby going to hold it down low, 3 wide behind Waddell for that number 5 spot as they head into turn number 1 and 2. Selby rolling the bottom. Waddell going to catch the wall. Here comes Watts with a cut down up underneath, down the back straightaway, looking for turn number 3 and 4. Out front, it is all Ethan Johnson leading the way, watching the battle for that number 5 spot as they head into turn number 1 and 2. Anderson has it back as they come out of turn number 2, down the back straightaway. Selby making big ground forward. He's up 4 spots, but Tolson, our biggest mover, up 7 spots, making 8 spots into the number 8 position. So Tolson on the move in that number 327, up underneath Honeycutt, down the back straightaway, looking for 7th. Here comes Selby, back down low. Selby's going to throw a haymaker into turn number 3 and 4, slides up the track. They split them down the front straightaway into turn number 1 and 2. Out of turn number 2, down the back straightaway. Great racing here, back about 5th on back. Anderson in the number 5 spot has finally gotten a little bit of breathing room, trying to set his sights back in on the number 5. And look at this. Nathan Waddell has caught the 09 of Tanner Tomasi. So 2nd, 3rd, and 4th, nose to tail, as Ethan Johnson has pulled away from the field. Yeah, it is cool to see him on there. But he's still running for his own championship, isn't he? Down into turn number 3 and 4. Slide job by Waddell in turn number 3 and 4. Cut down by Tomasi out of turn number 4, down the front straightaway. He's going to take that number 3 spot back. Waddell slowly moving forward. I said watch that number 5. He is showing you why as they head into turn number 3 and 4. Going to be 20 laps complete. 20 laps complete as they come across the line. 30 laps to go as they head into 1 and 2. Lap traffic up ahead. I thought they had lap traffic up ahead. I guess not. As they head into turn number 3 and 4. I guess I was seeing things. Waddell with the slide again. Tomasi back with the cut down. Tomasi going to send it into turn number 1 and 2. Slides up the track. Waddell going to get a good run. Able to cut up underneath. Almost. Not quite. Down the back straightaway into turn number 3 and 4. Out of turn number 3 and 4, down the front straightaway. Here comes Waddell. Down low into turn number 1 and 2. Slide job by Waddell. Cut down by Tomasi. Down the front back straightaway into turn number 3 and 4. Tomasi back into the number 3 spot. Yeah, it's going to be hard. It's going to be hard. He's in a good truck, though. Friesen's truck's good. Waddell slides up the track, up to the cushion. Perfect bounce off the cushion. Tomasi going to get down low, down into turn number 3 and 4. Tomasi slides him in 3 and 4. Waddell in position with the cut down out of turn number 4. He's going to have the 3rd spot that time by as they head into 1 and 2. That was perfect for Waddell as he moves his way into the number 3 spot, down the back straightaway. Can he catch Dylan Wilson? He might need some help at this point as it is chaos back here in the field. It is crazy back here. How about this? Augie making his way up through as they head into turn at number 1 and 2. Down into turn number 3 and 4. Matthew Watts back here battling Selby for the number 8 spot. Good race here. Down into turn at number 1 and 2. Selby going to slide up the track. Cut down by Watts. You know, Selby's got to be one of the most improved drivers in the top split that I have seen. He used to be a little over his head and make a lot of mistakes. Been a lot better, a lot more enjoyable watching him in these races as he's having a solid run racing Matthew Watts for that number 8 spot. Moving back up here. Here comes Tolson moving his way up through the field. The field better be happy that Tolson didn't get a lap in because he is coming in that 327, but it might be too little too late as Anderson slides him in turn number 1 and 2. Tolson going to roll down low into turn number 3 and 4. Here comes Tolson, slides up the track. Cut down by Anderson. Anderson going to get a big run down the front straightaway into 1 and 2. Slides up the track. Cut down by Tolson. Well, Tolson didn't really cut down. He just kind of rolled the middle through turn number 1 and 2, down the back straightaway into turn number 3 and 4. Tolson going to dig up underneath. Can't get it to stick. Has to get back in line. Looking at these lap times, it does look like Waddell is a tick quicker than Dylan Wilson, but right now, Ethan Johnson setting the pace quite a bit faster than the rest of the field. Let's see what they look like this time by. He's about 0.2 quicker than the rest of the field right now. So it makes you gotta wonder, if they get a caution flag, has he been using up his tires? Where will that position him if they get a caution late in this one? Like around this point where it's a 2x2 start, I think a single file start, he should be all right. Down the back straightaway, looking for turn at number 3 and 4. Pretty quiet up here. Wow, he's out there by 4 seconds. He is closer to the back of the field than second place is to him, I think. I don't know. They might be a little bit closer, but it's not that far off. As the battle for 5th continues to rage, here comes Tolson. Here comes the number 10 of Caden Honeycutt creeping in on the battle. Tolson going to slide into turn number 1 and 2, cut down by Anderson. Honeycutt just behind this, slowly making his way forward. Here comes Tolson back down low out of turn number 4. Down into turn number 1 and 2. Tolson going to take that spot back into turn number 1 and 2. Tomasi grabbed the wall just ahead of him. Anderson back down low on Tolson. Down the back straightaway into 3 and 4. Slide job by Anderson. Cut down by Tolson. Tolson's had a great run through. That's 11 spots in the number 5 position as they head into turn number 1 and 2. Out of turn number 2, down the back straightaway. Honeycutt is there. He's moving to the bottom. Will he go for a twofer? No, he doesn't in turn number 3 and 4. That makes it so Anderson can't cut down as they come down the front straightaway into 1 and 2. Honeycutt going to slide up the track in turn number 1 and 2. Cut down by Anderson. Tolson now comfortably in that number 5 spot. Watching the battle for 6. Anderson slides up into the number 6 spot. Here comes Honeycutt back down low out of turn number 4. Anderson definitely starting to go the wrong way in a hurry. 38 laps in the books, make it 39 as Ethan Johnson comes across the line right now as they head into turn number 3 and 4. Honeycutt going to slide into turn number 3 and 4, cut down by Anderson out of turn 4, down the front straightaway. Anderson back into that number 6 spot, slides back up, bangs the wall. Honeycutt going to get the run out of turn number 2. Honeycutt in position down the back straightaway into turn number 3 and 4, slides up the track, takes the number 6 spot back, easy cut down by Anderson. Anderson has it at the line as they head into turn number 1 and 2. Here comes Honeycutt back down low into turn number 1 and 2. Anderson going to grab the wall down the back straightaway into turn number 3 and 4. It is going to be 9 laps to go as they come across the line. 9 laps to go. Back here, crazy battle between Lumley. Lumley has made his way up into the top 10 in that number 24. Grabs the wall in 1 and 2. Selby slides it up, bangs the wall, opens the door for Lumley. Lumley going to slide him in turn number 3 and 4. Lumley slides up the track. Here comes Selby back down low. Augie just behind him into turn number 3 and 4, or 1 and 2. Slides up the track, parks it on Lumley out of turn number 2. Lumley going to get back down low, slides up the track, up in front of Augie. No, he holds it low. Augie going to have the run on the outside, takes that spot down the front straightaway into turn number 1 and 2. Ethan Johnson continues to lead the way. Heavy lap traffic. He's going to grab the wall. Got to be careful. Almost knocks that spoiler off down the back straightaway. Pokes Caleb Boykin a lap down. Next in his sights is going to be Brandon Barnhart and the 23 of Willie Cuddy as he comes across the line. 5 laps to go. Heavy lap traffic for the leader into turn number 1 and 2. Those guys are battling for position. They're not going to be willing to just let him around because it's going to let the other guy get ahead as they're 3 wide up in front of the leader as they get 4 laps to go at the line. 3 wide with the leader as Johnson going to roll the top side out of turn number 2 down the back straightaway, able to clear the lap traffic. Look at this battle up in front of the leader as they head through turn number 3 and 4. It is going to be 3 laps to go for the leader as he comes across the line. That time by as they head into turn number 1 and 2. Contact up ahead. Yellow is out. Yellow flag is out. Knox Lumley with issues here once again. Let's see what happened to Lumley. Oh, he just grabs the wall. Got the wall. Got stuck on the wall. That's going to cost Lumley a lot. Probably broke his car. And we are going to get a restart with 2 laps to go. So we do have 13 cars over at the Arca side, guys. If you guys want to run that, it is open hosted. There's a 15-minute practice. They are in it now. Oh, Remington did make it. He told me he wasn't going to make it. All right, let's go ahead and get ready to line them up. I'll tell you what, Ethan Johnson probably didn't want to see this caution. I mean, he might be all right. It is a single file restart, only 2 laps to go. Dylan Wilson and Nathan Waddell will race him respectfully, so I can't imagine there's going to be any issues up there. But those are 2 great drivers just behind him. And Tomasi in that number 4 spot, don't count him out. And Hayden Tolson in 5th. So a lot of good drivers up there in that top 5. You know, I don't care what iRating Ethan Johnson is. You have those guys behind you and give them 2 laps, not knowing where your tires are compared to theirs. You're going to be a little worried. All right, down the back straightaway, I believe, looking for the green flag this time by maybe. Did move the lap cards to the back. Let's see if it's going green this time or next time. Green flag is out as they come out of turn number 4. Green flag is out. Good jump by Ethan Johnson. That's what he needed as they head into turn number 1 and 2. Johnson going to bang the wall. Here comes Dylan Wilson. Great run out of turn number 2. Closes the gap down the back straightaway into turn number 3 and 4. Going to get the white flag. Oh, Waddell up into the wall. Tomasi going to take advantage up underneath. White flag is out down the front straightaway into turn number 1 and 2. Here comes Tolson down low as they head through turn number 1 and 2. Down the back straightaway, Tomasi in the wall. Waddell going to grab it back as they head through turn number 3 and 4. Checkered flag in the air. Ethan Johnson with the win. Dylan Wilson with a big run. Can't quite get there in second. Waddell in third. Tomasi, Tolson, Anderson, Honeycutt, Augie, Watts, and Selby, your top 10. That was a great race, honestly, especially up at the front. A lot of good racing out there. As we are going to go through the results, we may see Waddell up in here if we see anybody, and we're going to get ready to jump over to the Arca race. It's going to be Ethan Johnson with the win, Dylan Wilson in second. Going to be Nathan Waddell in that number 3 spot, Hayden Tolson in 4th, Tomasi in that number 5 spot, Anderson in 6th, Honeycutt in 7th. Going to be Augie in the number 8 spot, Matthew Watts in 9th, Selby in 10th. Going to be Stephen Gaines in the number 11 spot, Jacob Fields in 12th, Jesse Newsom in 13th. Colton Jordan going to be in that number 14 spot, Brandon Barnhart in 15th, Willie Cuddy 16th, Boynton in 17th, and Lumley going to round out the field in that number 18 spot. Great race in there. We'll see if we end up with anybody in the Discord. I'm going to move it over here as I move over there, but if we do get one of those guys in here, we will give them an interview. All right. Go ahead and get out of here. All right, give you a little tunes while we switch over into tonight's next race. No Nathan Waddell in there. Oh, we got 18 cars up over in this race now. I'm going to jump over there. They're going to be about 5 minutes left in practice when we make it in. 30 laps for tonight's main event in the Arca cars. I can interview you. Steele, good view. Good view. What do you think about tonight's race? No. All right, great run out there in both races so far here tonight. Will we see a third one with the Arca cars? Definitely a little trickier than, I mean, they're not easy to drive. I will say, I love Volusia, personally. Holly Hartwig making an appearance. I see Lovelace in there. Tyler Reed's in there. Autry's in there. Weatherington's in there. Kenny's in there. Moody's in there. Clint Sheehan's in there. Anthony Morano making an appearance. Nice. More people loading in, so we are not done. These guys loading into tonight's race. All right, jumping into here. I'm probably going to grab a water when we jump in there after I say hello to everybody.
This is our anthem, this is our creed. Dirt track living is all we need. Giving it all, no room for slack.
Oh, I get into the wrecking. Oh, that's hilarious. All right, so all right, these guys out on the track right now. Moody out there with the quick time. What up? Marco.
Solo.
All right, so it looks like we're going to have a solid field here tonight as these guys jump out on the track. About 3.5 minutes left here in warm-up. Give me 1 minute, and I am going to go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and grab a water real quick. Wreck 'em, Lovelace, wreck 'em. All right, we're back. I got water. All right. Hey, look, there's Clint. Hey, you two. This is a PG-13 stream, not a rated X. Get out of them. All right, we are getting ready for tonight's season finale for everything, but for the Arca Dirt Series. It's been a great series so far. Oh, we got a 007 out there. Sam Bachman. Good to see you, Logan, Anthony, Sam, all you guys.
Trying to get DJ to come in here too.
These things are super fun. I'm probably giving them their own day next season.
It's clobbering time.
Yeah, your family definitely misspelled your name.
Hey, James.
What's up, Clint?
Same old same.
You ever realize how much you sound your height?
Do what, James?
You sound about as tall as you are.
I wouldn't take that, Clint.
Yeah, James, say it to his face.
I'm too old to get on my knees to say it to his face.
Fuck you, James. I always gotta talk smack to the short guy, don't you?
Hey, don't get short with me. Landon, Justin just thanked you for rooting for him in the big block race.
Yeah, I just seen it.
I'll do a little driver's meeting at the beginning of the heat, guys. You got 3 laps. You got 3 laps. Use them how you want. Don't pick on midgets. Sorry, I had to read that text out loud. All right, we are getting ready. All right, we're going to get ready for qualifying here. Is Tyler Autry going to pull out on the track? This kid has had a solid run. I bet you he can't wait till the next season. Going to give Moody a run for his money as they come out of turn at number 4. Yeah, you did good. You did good, Justin. I was actually surprised. The rest of your guys, they struggled a little bit compared to you. You made them all look bad. Tyler Autry out of turn 4 sideways. Comes across the line with a 18.024. Oh, those laps are going up. Bray Holmes with a 17.9. Anthony Morano with a 17.8. Our points leader out on the track in the number 84. As Moody going to go second quick with a 17.936. That is not what he was looking for. See Tyler Reed out on the track. Tyler Klobb, we're going to call him. Yeah, you didn't blink at all, actually. I don't, yeah, your signal was slow. Look, if I give it its own night, we might do handicap. Micah says, let's go 84. Landon Moody going to be starting second as it looks right now. Tyler Reed out on the track right now in the number 58 machine. We're going to see how he does. Less is more for throttle here tonight, guys. For those of you who are new, less is more in these cars. Remington James out on the track. Tyler Reed going to go quick time with a 17.826. Tyler Reed making them all look bad. Lovelace is going to beat Moody. Moody, did you just get beat by an asphalt road guy? You see who beat you, right? I'm sure he let you know. I'm sure you guys are in Discord together. All right, so we got one more car out on the track. Well, Remington's out there. He's doing his 3rd lap. Let's see how Remington does. This should be a good race, honestly. For Remington, this is going to be kind of similar to. It's going to be a big weed sport. He did really good at weed sport. Jed did not get a lap in as we are going to get ready for heat race number 1. All right, guys. Most of you guys already kind of know my rules, but I'm going to go over them again. All starts will be on leader. There are no caution flags in the heats or the consies. It's going to be run like an official. Top 6 from the heat go to the feature. Top 4 from the consi. Total of 16 cars going to the feature here tonight. 0 fast repairs, so take care of your car. They're pretty resilient. You knock the nose off of them, they can still be pretty fast, so don't get too discouraged unless you knock the wheels out. Chat, voice chat. Just, I don't care if you got a problem with somebody, you want to mic up and tell them they're a fucking moron. Leave it at 1 and done. If you do keep it going, you probably will be removed. Again, top 6 transfer through out of here. Be respectful. There are a couple guys going for points that run every week. This is the season finale. We will be, if you check out MDiTV now on Facebook or join our Discord, I will put an announcement on what we're doing next season. I might give it its own night. This has been a ton of fun running these things. Have fun, guys. Be respectful, and yeah. All right, we are looking for the green flag. Is Tyler Reed going to take him to the green? Let's go ahead and go through the starting lineup really quick. Going to be Tyler Reed starting on the pole here tonight. Outside of him, it's going to be Zach Lovelace. Got Zachary in the number 3 spot. Jalen Mills in 4th. Going to be Logan Anderson in the number 5 position. Remington James in 6th. Kenny Storkson in 7th. Going to be Shane Weatherton in 8th. Clint Sheehan 9th. And Jed in that number 10 spot. I didn't have time to do my regular one because I wanted to do the little driver's meeting there. So that's what we get. As these guys are going to look for the green flag this time by stacking them up 2 by 2 all the way through the starts are always on leader, always on leader. Pace truck gonna pull in, looking for that green flag as they come out of turn number 4. Green flag is out. Green flag is out as they come down the front straightaway, down into 1 and 2. Great start by Zachary Rinke down the bottom, but can't clear Lovelace in turn number 1 and 2. Lovelace back to second. Down the back straightaway, looking for turn number 3 and 4. They're going to be single file for the most part as they head through turn number 3 and 4. Oh, we got contact between Clint and Weatherington into turn number 3. Jed is out of this race, and then number 20 is ahead through turn number 1 and 2. Battle for second. Ranky going to take that. Ranky going to take that number 2 spot. Mills in third. Lovelace in that number 4 spot. Contact out of turn number 4. Oh, it's tight right here as they head into turn number 1 and 2. Oh my God, they're going to be 4 wide, 4 wide. Oh, Lovelace sideways. Save him, save him, save him. Jalen Mills saves Lovelace, but Lovelace now out of a transfer spot. They were 4 wide out of turn number 2. You guys were 4 wide out of 2. That's why that didn't work. Up underneath, here comes Remington James in the 93. Gets up under, or in the 36. Keeping that spot. Logan Anderson in the 93, trying to look down low. Tyler Reed and Zachary have pulled away from the field as Clint Sheehan is nosed into the wall in 3 and 4. Down into turn number 1 and 2. Going to be 4 laps complete. Oh, man. Anderson almost into the back of Remington James. Down the back straightaway, looking for turn number 3 and 4. Kenny up to the number 5 spot. Jalen in 6. Here comes Lovelace down low through turn number 3 and 4. Lovelace trying to race his way in. Does not want to. Oh, the 36 of Remington hard into the wall. Remington goes around down the front straightaway. Looking for the checkered flag. It is, or we're going to have 2 laps to go. Shoot. I thought we were already through it. As they come out of turn number 4 down the front straightaway, Zachary has to make his way around Clint Sheehan. Oh, they're going to make it 3 wide through turn number 1 and 2. Great battle here as they come out of turn number 2 down the back straightaway. Looking for turn number 3 and 4. Kenny now up into the number 3 spot. Down into 3 and 4. Here comes the 9 of Jalen Mills as they get 1 lap to go out of turn number 4. White flag is out. Top 2 have pulled away from the field. This is the battle for third. Jalen down low. Kenny up high. Contact. Lovelace. Oh, contact with Logan Anderson and Lovelace. Down into turn number 3 and 4. Here comes the 9 of Jalen Mills. He's going to get into Kenny. Kenny sideways out of turn number 4. Oh, he's going to grab the number 3 spot. It's going to be Reed, Zachary, Jalen Mills, Kenny Storkson, Anderson, and Lovelace going to the feature. Clint, Remington James, Shane Weatherington, and Jed going to the consi. Clint's going to back it into the pits. All right, looking for heat race number 2. Starting on the pole here tonight in the number 32 machine, it is going to be Anthony Morano. Outside of him, in the number 84, it's going to be Landon Moody. Starting inside, row number 2 in the number 54 machine, it's going to be Bray Holmes. Outside of him, in the number 8, it's going to be Tyler Autry. Starting inside, row number 3 in the 007, it's going to be Zach Bachman. Outside of him, it is going to be Tyler Kolb, I think. Then rounding out the field here tonight in the number 8 machine, it's going to be Logan Wentz. So this is a little easier. Only one of these guys don't make it or go into the LCQ. As we are going to get that one to go at the line this time by Moody's got some competition here tonight. Qualified 4th. Definitely not what he expected. Start is on you, Anthony. If you want to pull off the back of the base truck, you're more than welcome to. Down into turn number 1 and 2, Anthony Morano and Landon Moody on that front row. I didn't see what happened. Did you and the other guy just get together? That looked a little chaotic. It's just a big weed sport. You should be fine. Looking for that green flag side by side into turn number 3 and 4. Going to be Morano and Moody. Green flag is out. Green flag is out as they come out of turn number 4 down the front straightaway. Great jump by Bray Holmes on the bottom side into turn number 1 and 2. Autry going to get a run. Morano going to go up the track. Here comes Moody looking for the lead. Down the back straightaway into turn number 3 and 4. Moody tries to slide up the track. A little bit of contact with Morano as they head through turn number 3 and 4. 3 wide per second to the line. Morano going to go back to 4th. Down into turn number 1 and 2. Here comes Sam Bachman in the 007. Out of turn number 2 down the back straightaway. You'll get it. You'll be fine in the future. As they head through turn number 3 and 4, I'm sure you'll make it. Out of turn number 4 down the front straightaway. Moody leads the way. Bray Holmes in 2nd. Tyler Autry in 3rd. Anthony Morano in 4th. Bray Holmes might be closing in on that number 84 as they come down the back straightaway into turn number 3 and 4. He's going to send it into deep into turn number 3 and 4. That's the way you got to do it if you're going to do it. You got to send it in hard with these cars and then easy out. You can't give it too much throttle. They get a little, you got to be super throttle sensitive with these things. Down the back straightaway into turn number 3 and 4. Here comes Autry looking down low, trying to get up underneath the 84 as they come out of turn number 4. It's going to be 4 laps complete, 4 laps to go. Down into turn number 1 and 2. Battle for that number 4 spot starting to heat up. Bachman up underneath Morano. Out of turn number 2. Down the back straightaway. Looking for 3 and 4. Side by side. Morano up high. Bachman down low. Out of turn number 4. Coming to the line. It's going to be Morano that time by. 3 laps to go. We'll keep an eye on those top 3 right now. This is the battle on the track. Autry is making ground though on Bray Holmes down the back straightaway into turn number 3 and 4. Here comes Autry. Bray Holmes up high. He's sideways out of turn number 4. Autry going to slide up. He's going to take that number 2 spot that time by. Bray Holmes going to try. Oh, just barely clips the nose. More contact out of 2. Straightens it back up. Drag race down the back straightaway looking for 3 and 4. Autry going to send it into turn number 3 and 4. Leans on the door of Bray as they come out of turn number 4. White flag is out. Great battle for 2nd. Down into 1 and 2. Autry going to slide up. Bray going to try to get the cut down out of turn number 2. It's got to be so easy with the throttle. He's getting the run. Down the back straightaway. He's going to ship it in. Slides him in turn number 3 and 4. Up the track. Autry back with the cut down. Moody takes the win. Autry going to be 2nd. Holmes, Morano, Bachman, and Wentz, your top 6. Cole's going to be in that number 7 spot. That was a great race for 2nd. I mean, you guys were physical but respectful. That was pretty cool. All right, time for the LCQ. Top 4 going to transfer out of here, guys. Starts on leader. All right. Are we? Oh, well, I guess everybody's going to make it. All right. We got them stacked up here for the LCQ. Everybody's going to make it. That was a great race for Autry, for sure. It is going to be Remington starting on the pole here tonight. Tyler Kolb in 2nd. Going to be Clint Sheehan in that number 3 spot. Remington, if you don't win this, you might as well just uninstall. I'm going to be watching the battle for 2nd. I think that's going to be the interesting battle. All right, so pace car going to pull. All right, we're going to look for that green flag as the pace car pulls in. Tyler Kolb going to try and cheese the leader a little bit. Green flag is out. Green flag is out. Remington's going to pull away. Battle's going to be for second. Tyler Kolb in that number 1 spot. Clint Sheehan, or in the number 2 spot. Clint Sheehan in third. Out of turn number 2, down the back straightaway. Come on, Clint. He's pulling away from you. Oh, he's sending it a little hard. Out of turn number 4. This would be good practice for these guys if they use it right, honestly. Tyler's smart. He's going down to the bottom, rolling the bottom out of turn number 2, looking pretty solid here. Clint trying to close the gap as they head into turn number 3 and 4. They just got to get it rotated just enough to sit it on that right rear. That looked a lot better for Clint out of turn number 4 than his other tries as they head into turn number 1 and 2. Oh, Clint over-rotated in the middle of 1 and 2. No, he's using too much wheel. I guarantee it. Down into turn number 3 and 4. One thing I learned is when I was running this, the biggest thing was very little wheel with this car at this track. You got to keep that momentum up. That's just how this track is in general. Little wheel. Very little wheel. As Remington leads it out of turn number 4. They're pretty spread out right now, but Clint getting some good laps in. And that number 69, much needed laps. He's entering in on the slick too. Here, let's jump on with Clint. We're jumping his cockpit. Yeah, he's giving it too much wheel. You just wrecked the whole stream, Clint. You were sitting on your lap and just hit the wall, so you wrecked the stream. You got to set it on that right rear and use the throttle to rotate it. Stop using the wheel. There you go. There you go, Clint. There you go. Yeah, you blew it a little bit, but still, that's definitely closer to where you need to be at. He'll get it. He'll get it. Hopefully. He's about to go a lap down as Remington has 2 laps to go in the number 36. Let's go sit on Kolb's lap. Let's see how he's actually not doing bad. Kolb's doing actually pretty good. I might have underestimated him a little bit. See, he's doing it. This is how Clint needs to be doing it. Just chase it. Oh, a little too much rotation, but chase it. Chase it with the wheel. Steer it with the throttle. Clint wrecked. It's going to be Remington with the win in the LCQ. Tyler Kolb going to bring it home in second. Clint Sheehan in third. All right, we're going to go ahead and stack them up here for the main event as they get out on the track. Let's go ahead and hit up that starting lineup. Starting on the pole here tonight in the number 54, it is going to be Tyler Reed. Outside of him in the number 84, it's going to be Landon Moody. I think Zachary's not going to be there. It is going to be Zachary starting in third, Tyler Autry in fourth. Jalen Mills going to start in that number 5 spot. Holmes in 6th. Going to be Kenny Storkson in the number 7 position. Anthony Morano in 8th. Logan Anderson in 9th. Sam Bachman going to be in that number 10 spot. Zach Lovelace 11th. Logan Wentz in 12th. That rounding out the rest of the field here tonight in that number 13 spot, it is going to be Remington James. Outside of him, Tyler Kolb in the number 14 position. And rounding out the field here tonight, last but not least, it's going to be Clint Sheehan. All right, who's your pick? This is going to be a tough one. Moody's going to have his work cut out for him. Tyler Reed looking phenomenal in his heat race and in qualifying here tonight. Looking fast out there. It is going to be a tough battle up at the front Kind of sucks that Zachary didn't left because he was honestly looking great in his heat race between him and Autry. I think it was Autry. I don't know. He was fast. Maybe he wasn't Autry. He finished second in his. It's the 54 that was with Autry. All right, looking for the green flag this time by as they come out of turn number 3 and 4. Who's it gonna be? 30 laps here tonight. Green flag is out. Green flag is out as they head into 1 and 2. Tyler Reed gonna lead the way as Moody gonna get the run off that outside. Looks for the lead down the back straightaway. Here comes Moody down the back straightaway into 3 and 4. Reed gonna pinch him down just a little bit to try to get the advantage up on that high side as they head through turn number 3 and 4. Keeps the lead that time by as it is Chaos further back. They keep it straight out of turn number 4. Down into turn number 1 and 2. Great race. These guys are actually doing a great job out of turn number 2 down the back straightaway as Autry and Holmes go back at it. Back here in the pack as they head through 3 and 4. Here comes Moody looking for the lead. Moody up underneath Reed down into turn number 1 and 2. Reed going to dig that high side. Big advantage for Reed out of turn number 2 down the back straightaway. Down the back straightaway into turn number 3 and 4. It is Chaos back in the pack. These guys trying to get it figured out. Lovelace deep in the field as Reed leads the field that time by down into 1 and 2. Moody's got to get in, settle in. 3 laps complete. Oh, Morano up into the 54 of Bray Holmes. Bray Holmes up the track. 4 wide looking for turn number 3 as we got one hard in the wall down into 1 and 2. It's Kenny in the other number 54. Not really sure why Kenny's car shot off to the left like that, but able to keep it going as they come into turn number 2 down the back straightaway. Remington James with a little bit of an internet malfunction down the back straightaway, making ground forward, already up 5 spots as they head through turn number 3 and 4. Morano slides in front of Bachman. Big contact wreck down the front straightaway. Hard hit for Bray Holmes out of turn number 4. Hard hit for Bray. Let's take a look and see. Oh, Bray was cutting down a little bit. Yeah, Holmes. All right, so it looks like they just get together. Yeah, he was running a little bit of cut down. Remington was coming up. They just kind of met in the middle. That's going to, oh, that is unfortunate there for the 54. He's been fast all night long. As we get the caution flag, looks like Logan Wentz with a meatball in that number 8 machine. That is unfortunate for him. He might be done for the night. All right, so we are going to re-rack them, restack them. It is really weird hearing myself over your mic, Tyler. So it just kind of looked like, just so you guys know what happened, just kind of looks like Remington was sliding up a little bit about the same time Bray's car was rotating down and they just made contact in the corner. I think Logan's done. He had a meatball. All right, we got him stacked up 2 by 2 out of turn number 2. Down the back straightaway, looking for that green flag. Who's it going to be? Tyler Reed leads the way. Landon Moody in second as they head for turn number 3 and 4. Looking for the green flag as they come out of turn number 4. Green flag is out. Good jump by Autry down on the bottom side as he gets up underneath Moody as they head through 1 and 2. Moody going to get the run out of turn number 2 down the back straightaway. Looking for turn number 3 and 4. Good run down the back stretch. Moody tries to get up underneath Reed. Reed going to play a little bit of defense. Knows Moody had the run on the outside as they come out of turn number 4. Down the front straightaway, a little bit of contact between Moody and Reed. Reed able to hold on to it as they head into 1 and 2. Moody's going to give him the room. Good run out of turn number 2 for Moody. Closes the gap. Down the back straightaway. Moody looking up underneath Reed. Reed going to try to pinch him down just a little bit as they head through turn number 3 and 4. Autry all over the back of Moody. Here comes the number 9 of Jalen Mills down to the bottom side of turn number 1 and 2. He's going to work those brakes. Morano to the high side. Morano up to the high side out of turn at number 2. We got the 7 around. Meatball. Oh, we got a caution out of turn number 2. Caution flag. Turn number 4. Caution flag is out. Oh, he just got into Clint. Goes around. That is unfortunate. Cold victim there. Caution flag comes out. They got to wait on the pace car. Second caution flag here of the night. It's coming. It's driving through, you guys. Well, Clint's on pit road, so it might be Clint. Let's race, right? You know, it's got to be low to be at Clint's level, you know? All right, we got them stacked up 2 by 2. He'd try and fight me, but he's got to find the ladder first. All right, we got the 1 to go as they head into turn number 1 and 2. Bray has had a rough night. I think he is done for the night. That's your 1 and done, Clint. All right, down the back straightaway, looking for turn number 3 and 4. Going to be Tyler Reed and Landon Moody on that front row. Looking for that green flag. Who's it going to be? Pace truck is in. Green flag is out. Autry gets a phenomenal jump once again on the bottom side, but it's going to be tough to keep the momentum out of turn number 2. Moody's going to get that run in the 84 down the back straightaway. Oh, he can't take the momentum anywhere as him and the 9 get together down the back straightaway. Autry and Mills together as they head into turn number 3 and 4. Here comes Moody back down low, down the front straightaway into turn number 1 and 2. Gets up underneath Reed. Reed going to dig the high side. Moody tries to get into his door. Can't quite do it. Out of turn number 2, down the back straightaway. Single file for the top 4. Morano and Bachman side by side for that number 5 spot. Morano slides it in almost into Mills. Has to back out of it. Side by side out of turn number 4. Down into turn number 1 and 2. Morano got that bottom side to stick in turn number 3 and 4. Parks it on the nose of the number 9. Out of turn number 2. Jalen Mills gives him a bump. Gets up underneath. Down into turn number 3 and 4. Will he try to slide him? Slides up the track. Morano going to take that number 4 spot. Battle for the lead. Moody at the line. Moody going to have the lead at the line that time. By slides up the track in the 84. Here comes Autry in the number 8. Down the back straightaway. Looking for turn number 3 and 4. Going to be 13 laps complete this time by as Moody leads the way as they come across the line. Here comes Autry. I'll tell you what, that bottom side looks like it might be starting to come in a little bit for these guys as they come out of turn number 2. Autry not able to clear the 58. Down the back straightaway into turn number 3 and 4. Going to be Moody leading the way. Tyler Reed in second. Autry in third as they come out of turn number 4. Reed trying to find a lane in that number 84. Look for him to search a little bit here. Very talented, able to drive pretty much everything I've seen him in. Should be able to find some speed, maybe contend with the 84. Moody with a lot of experience in this car running it all season long as the caution flag comes out here for the third time tonight. Let's go see what happened to Remington. Oh, no, that just kind of what. Yeah. Looked like Logan was just sliding up and Remington coming down just a little bit. Remington going around getting that caution flag. That was probably the most mild caution that we've seen. Whoopsie. As the pace lights are on, we are looking. Pace lights are on. Should get one to go this time by. Honestly, some solid racing up at the front. Now, Moody, he's going to have to start this one. This is the first time he's been in this position tonight. Tyler Reed going to be on the outside. Maybe he can find a little bit of speed. He's going to cool off his tires, run that thing up in the mud, and hopefully get a good start on this one. Autry has been working that number 8 machine in the number 3 spot. He's looking to take advantage of this restart. As they come out of turn number 4, they get that one to go this time by. All right, we're going to stack them up 2 by 2 as they head into turn number 1 and 2. Moody and Reed on that front row. Who's it going to be? Pace truck looking to jump down on pit road. When will Moody fire him off? Green flag is out as they come out of turn number 4. Moody definitely goes a little bit earlier than Reed did as they head into 1 and 2. Reed trying to squeeze down Autry. Autry all over the back of him. Reed able to hold on to it, but Morano going to take advantage and jump to the outside. Contact between second and third, definitely advantage for Morano as he tries to drive his way into second. Out of turn number 4 down the front straightaway, going to be Tyler Reed in that number 2 spot that time by Morano. Going to hold it strong as they head into turn number 1 and 2. Reed trying to get to the bottom. He knew he had to get in line, and Autry was there barely making contact. Those guys able to keep it straight as they head through turn number 3 and 4. Autry has to back out of it. Had a good run through 3 and 4, but nowhere to take it. Oh, Reed gets the wall into Morano. Caution flag comes out. You learned that move from Caleb Durgan, didn't you? All right, so we're going to take a look. Reed's going to bang that. Right? He just gets the inside wall right there real hard. Oof. Honestly, his car's probably not too bad. If that's steering straight, he should be pretty good. Let's go take a look at it. Honestly, if it's still steering straight, you probably are fine. It doesn't look bad at all. All right, so we got the caution flag here once again as Landon Moody leads the way. Reed was just trying to find some speed here, and it just would not cooperate with him. As there's going to be 12 laps to go when they take the green flag. Moody's going to have Morano to his outside in the number 32. Autry just can't get out of that number 3 spot. He was out of the 3 spot for a while, but for a second there it was in 4th, but he's been in 3rd all night long, it feels like. Can he get himself up behind Moody and maybe potentially race him for a win here tonight as they head into turn number 1 and 2, looking for that green flag? So it's going to be 12 laps to go. Can we get a green flag run here? Just little mistakes here tonight. It's been tougher, honestly, on these bigger tracks than it has been the smaller tracks. Let's go. I know we want some green flag running. Honestly, if we can get a green flag run here, it should be pretty good. The track looks like it's actually getting a little racier. So Pace Truck going to pull in. Moody going to look for that green flag. Green flag is out. Moody on the gas. You always know Moody's going to go early. Autry with a phenomenal jump. Jumps into second. Down into turn number 1 and 2. Oh, man. Jalen Mills with a little mistake there. Checks up to 93. 93. A Logan Anderson going to fall back as Kenny in the wall in turn number 3 and 4. Out of turn number 4, down the front straightaway. Can Autry close in on the number 84, trying to close the gap into turn number 1 and 2. Autry is looking like he's got some speed. He was a tick quicker than Moody last time by as they come down the back straightaway looking for 3 and 4. We're going to keep an eye on that battle, but right now third place is Wild as they head through turn number 3 and 4. It is going to be 10 laps to go. 10 laps to go. Moody and Autry going to basically mirror each other. Autry a tick quicker in that number 8 machine, slowly clicking off some of that time between him and Moody as they head through turn number 3 and 4. He's going to have to do it quicker than that as they come out of turn number 4 down the front straightaway. I think Moody was definitely quicker that time by. Battle for third on back. Big stack ups as Reed's making his way up through the field in that number 58. Down the back straightaway. Up underneath Morano as they head into turn number 3 and 4. Remington back up to the top 5 in the 36. He's going to slide Jalen Mills out of turn number 4. Move Remington up to 4th. Down into turn number 1 and 2. Jay Mills to the bottom side in turn number 1 and 2. Remington going to get the run out of turn 2. Down the back straightaway. Looking for turn number 3 and 4. They got Reed trying to close the gap. Keep an eye on this battle. It's about to get wild as they come out of turn number 4. It is going to be 7 laps to go. 7 laps to go as they, the 93 of Logan going to get tight and into Kenny in turn number 1 and 2. They're going to keep it straight. Zach Lovelace has a great view of that battle as they head through turn number 3 and 4. Down the front straightaway. Remington up to that number 4 spot. Tyler Reed now up to 5th. Remington trying to close the gap on that top 3 as they come down the back straightaway. Down into turn number 3 and 4. It is all Moody out front, leading the way with 5 laps to go. Moody out front. Tyler Reed trying to search the bottom. Remington into turn number 1 and 2. Logan and Kenny struggling back here at the back of the pack. I think there was more contact between these two. Might be a little payback here at some point. Kenny keeps it straight. He gets way sideways out of turn number 2. Oh, Kenny struggling a little bit in that number 54 machine as Moody leads the way through turn number 3 and 4. Going to be 3 laps to go. This time by Kenny tried to hit pit road. Couldn't quite get there as they come down the front straightaway into turn number 1 and 2. Kenny going to try to get out of the way. Oh, caution flag comes out. Oh, no, the 93 is around. All right, let's see what brought out the caution flag. Oh, he just made a mistake there in 1 and 2. Almost got that inside wall. Made a mistake. Went around. Caution flag is out. We're going to have a 2-lap shootout here tonight. Going to get Kenny back on the lead lap. Yeah, we're going to leave it single file. I don't want to give Tyler the disadvantage. Tyler, not Tyler. All right, they are going to get 1 to go this time by as they... Yeah, I think Moody pretty much clinched it, winning like 7 or 8. As they come across the line, going to be white flag, 1 lap to go. Moody leads the way in that number 84. Autry in second with Sam Bachman in that number 3 spot. Who's it going to be here tonight? Morano going to come off a pit road. He is looking to jump back out on. As they come down the back straightaway, looking for turn number 3 and 4. Going to be a 2-lap shootout here tonight. Green-white checker. Who's it going to be? Well, we need another one. That's going to be the other question as they come into turn number 3 and 4. Looking for that green flag. Pace truck is in. Green flag is out. Green flag is out as they come out of turn number 4 down the front straightaway. Look at that. The 36 of Remington takes advantage of jumping to the outside. He's going to come into the number 3 spot down the back straightaway. Looking for turn number 3 and 4. Down into turn number 3 and 4. It's going to be Moody leading the way. Autry trying to catch him as they come out of turn number 4. Oh, white flag is out. White flag is out as they come into turn number 1 and 2. Autry trying to dig in on Moody. Moody's going to get the run out of turn number 2. Down the back straightaway one last time. Looking for turn number 3 and 4. Moody leads the way. Autry going to ship it in there. Can't quite get to him. Moody going to take the win and close out the season. Autry, Remington, Bachman, Tyler Reed. Oh. Kenny, Mills, Lovelace, Morano. Oh, they're gonna kiss. All right, it's going to be Moody with the win. Tyler Autry in second. Remington James in third. Going to be Bachman in that number 4 spot. Tyler Reed in fifth. Going to be Jalen Mills in that number 6 spot. Lovelace in 7th. Kenny Storkson in 8th. Anthony Morano in 9th. Logan Anderson in 10th. Clint Sheehan's going to bring it home 11th. Ray Holmes in 12th. Kolb in 13th. Wentz in 15th. And Zachary and the other guy did not show up. All right, we are going to bring in these guys for nobody said anything to Clint. That was so mean. I feel so bad. All right, I'm going to move over into the UMP race while we're doing this. Hopefully Tyler gets in here pretty soon. Remington, like I said, a big weed sport, and you make your way up into thirds. Looks like you figured it out at the end there.
Yeah, that last caution really helped me. I found a little smooth line, easy on the throttle, and it rolled on.
You know, you've made a portion of the races. Obviously, you couldn't make them all, which is all good, but you seem to have a lot of fun out there. And as the season went on, you put in the time, got the practice in, and definitely looked faster at then. I mean, these cars are not easy to drive, and it seems like you learned a lot through the season.
Oh, yeah, man. Running these have taught me a lot. 'Cause I ain't been on this very long, but these are the best races on openers. I mean, I don't care what anybody says. They're the funnest. When you got a good group of guys that's running these every week, it just makes it a lot better.
It definitely makes a big difference when you got a good group and people are willing to give and take. You know, we didn't get too bad at tempers this season. Every once in a while, people get a little frustrated, but everybody seemed to do a good job with that. Great run here tonight. Always good to have you. Glad you made it out tonight because I know you said you weren't going to in the chat. I was giving you shit.
I had to sweet talk the old lady, but it was worth it. You know, I've been trying all year to get in here to this interview, but now maybe Moody will give me that autograph that I made a top 3.
Well, great run here tonight. You got any friends, family, sponsors, and the old lady to thank?
Yeah, appreciate my old lady for letting me hop on here. All my buddies for getting me on this. All the guys over at Mid-South Mafia. Yeah, and you, James, for putting this on, man. It's been awesome.
It's definitely been fun. I appreciate you coming out. Always get excited when you're out there. So hopefully next season you can run some more with us.
Yes, sir. Sounds good, buddy.
All right, bud. Tyler, you've been the bridesmaid a lot this season. Bridesmaid in the points, bridesmaid on the track. Good run there. Just a little, not quite enough for Moody tonight. You did have some speed, but man, it looked like a lot of fun out there.
Yeah, man, I had a blast as always. Oh man, these last 12 weeks outside of the sim have just been so bad. I kid you not, this last 2 months have been terrible. So to get on here every Monday with y'all for the past 12 weeks, getting the laugh, smile, chatting with Landon, I mean, it's definitely helped a lot recently.
It's like a big friend group.
Oh yeah, that's 100%. Even to the guys who ran maybe 1 or 2 races, or even that hopped in once. I mean, I always had a blast, man. This was the coolest thing I think you've put on. I had a blast. I don't care if I finish second in points. I'll smile this hard. I don't care.
Now, I think it was Weedsport you won.
Yes,
if I'm correct. And this was a big Weedsport. Seemed like he had a feel for it here tonight. I mean, in both those tracks, I mean, Weedsport's a little bit more slowing down, but really both those tracks are a whole lot of momentum and just keeping your momentum moving forward. Those kind of tracks just seem to fit your style, you think?
Yeah, I don't know. There's something clicked. I was fast in practice. Qualifying kind of bummed out, but I don't know, man. It's just something about the D shape, I guess. It's just keeping that power down the back straightaway. Just something about it.
Well, great run here tonight. Great run for the season. Definitely appreciate you having you out there. And I will, after I'm done with the openers, I'm gonna go sit down and put all those races in that it's been crazy for me this season too. So, that way you know exactly where you stand. But great run here tonight. Why don't I give a shout out to friends, family, sponsors?
Yeah, I'll shout out my buddy Shane Red, John Osborne. Shane's been in the chat all season. John's ran a couple races with us. Dad. Now I just get to relax and get ready to go race for 10 grand in Waco, Texas in a couple weeks. So, hey, I'm just relaxing now. James, thank you for putting this on, man. Landon, congratulations. I can't wait to see what we do next.
Yeah, we're definitely gonna have some fun. Appreciate you coming out, and good run tonight. Good run for the season. Landon Moody, Mr. Dominant. I'm gonna have to put a bounty out on you next season, aren't I?
Oh, brother, yeah. I feel like I deserve it.
I'll tell you what, you've had a lot of competition, though. It seems like every week is almost somebody trying to upset your win. This week, Tyler Reed gave you a run for your money. I mean, it hasn't been easy wins for you.
No, it's not. We've definitely had some outsiders that have come through that haven't run the points, but still decided to show up. A lot of the big block crowd show up, and some of the guys in the late model opener and the other openers and stuff that race. A lot of the big time dirt guys who did show up. Definitely was it was tricky for sure. I mean, overall, I mean, the season in general, from start to finish, I mean, it was pretty much just it was dominant. I mean, I won the first 2 races, and then Weedsport got wrecked there late in the going. Then Charlotte didn't go the way I wanted to, and then had that one third place at Cedar Lake, which, I mean, still a podium finish nonetheless, but still, I mean, my average finish has definitely shown. I mean, it's been it was a heck of a season for sure.
You're getting some congratulations out there. Robin said congratulations, but definitely good win, good season, great championship. You got any friends, family, sponsors you want to give a shout out to?
Yeah, I want to thank you for putting on this deal, putting on the 12 weeks. This has definitely been fun, something different to run for sure. Definitely, I will say probably more than, I say almost every week we've done this series, it's almost been better than the other openers, which, I mean, it's just, the racing has been phenomenal this season. All the guys over there at 3D Racing, and then Justin Norwood Sim Sports, Precision 3D Prints and Designs. All the guys that raced in my Discord tonight, Lovelace, Tyler Kolb, Clint Sheehan, all those guys. Micah was rooting for me there too. Everybody out there that rooted for me tonight, Remington, all those guys. Good job to Remington, Autry on the podium, great battling Autry the whole season. Definitely some good racing between us, and we'll be there for next season, whatever we do.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, Autry's going to be one to watch out for. I think Lovelace is going to be another one to watch out for. Next season will definitely, I think, be a little tighter, so it'll be interesting to see what happens next season. Good win,
Yeah,
good championship, and I will talk to you later, of course.
Yep, appreciate it. Thank you, Jim.
Later, bud.
Later.
Landon Moody with the win and the championship here tonight. I didn't do the points, but we knew he had a pretty good lead. So we'll get all that figured out. I'm going to go ahead and turn my sound back on so I can hear these guys. So UMP Modifieds, last race of the night. Small field, looks like 11 cars. Right now, Michael Clark getting the pole out there, leading the way. Battle's going to be for second as Hennigan throwing a slider on Holder. So Hennigan has been showing a lot of speed in that number 16 machine, currently in the number 2 spot, down into turn number 1 and 2, halfway through heat race number 1 here for the UMP Modifieds. Down into turn number 1 and 2. Keaton Holder looking down low. Alex Harper in that number 10 machine just behind him. Look how close these guys are. You could throw a blanket just about over this field. Only 6 cars, but everybody still nose to tail right on top of each other except for the leader. Clark pulling away into turn number 1 and 2. 2 laps to go as they come out of turn number 2 down the back straightaway. Hennigan holding that number 2 spot, but Holder looking down low out of turn number 4. Can't quite get there. White flag is out. 1 lap to go. Holder going to try to grab that momentum out of turn number 2 down the back straightaway. Here comes Hennigan. Hennigan goes to the bottom. Can he get the run out of 4? No. It's going to be Clark with the win. Hennigan, Holder, Harper, Andering, and Bowlings, your top 6. Well, your whole field. So we're going to get 5 cars in heat race number 2 and then get into tonight's 30-lap main event. You know, I do that freaking that Arca race, and I get so excited about it. That is the highlight of my night. Those guys have done a great job. Definitely have been appreciating it. Definitely making me enjoy what I'm doing a little bit more with those guys. Let's get into heat race number 2, though. Starting on the pole here tonight in heat race number 2, it's going to be the 69 of Keith Hackney. Outside of him in the 007, it is going to be Jacob Fields. Starting inside row number 2, it's going to be Richie Gaines. Outside of him, I don't know, is Richie Gaines another Stephen Gaines family? Okay, so 44. Outside of him, in the number 29, it's going to be Richie Yost. Then rounding out the field here tonight, in the number 1, it's going to be Turner Nokels? I don't know how to say that. Turner N. We are going to be looking for that green flag as they come into turn number 3 and 4. Going to be Keith Hackney leading the way. Green flag is out. Green flag is out as they come down the front straightaway, down into turn number 1 and 2. Hackney leads the way down the back straightaway, going to make it 3 wide. No, just 2 wide for that number 2 spot. They're going to shuffle out Jacob Fields, Richie side by side out of turn number 2. Yost at the line as they or turn number 4 down into turn number 1 and 2. Now Yost running that high side. Fields going to try to jump all the way up to the top as they come out of turn number 4. Down the front straightaway, 2 laps complete. Yost going to slide into that number 2 spot as Fields grabs the wall, falls back to 4th, might fall back to 5th. Here comes Turner up underneath into turn number 1 and 2. Or 3 and 4. Wow, I got lost. Down into turn number 1 and 2. Down the back straightaway, Richie Yost in that number 29 in the number 2 spot. He's got the 44 of Richie Gaines right behind him. Out of turn number 4, down the front straightaway. 4 laps complete, 4 laps to go as they come out of turn number 2. Battle's going to be for second on back as Fields has moved to the bottom side, starting to make some ground down low as they come out of turn number 4. 3 laps to go. Hackney continues to lead. Richie Yost in second. Here comes Gaines to the bottom as they come into turn number 3 and 4. Out of turn 4. 2 laps to go. Richie Gaines trying to get that bottom side to work. Not able to do it. He's going to lose ground out of turn number 2. Down the back straightaway. Down into turn number 3 and 4. White flag in the air. 1 lap to go for the field. battle just behind these guys too, as Fields tries to hold on to fourth as they come out of turn number 2, down the back straightaway into turn number 3 and 4. Here comes Gaines, down low, up underneath Richie Yost. Yost gonna lead that number 2 spot out of turn number 4. It's gonna be Hackney, Yost, Gaines, Fields, and Turner, your whole field. All right, getting ready for tonight's main event. It is going to be 30 laps. Where's T Clem? Why is there no T Clem in the field? Did he get in trouble? Somebody let me know in the chat. No T Clem out there in the field tonight. Starting on the pole here tonight. We only need one screen. In the main event, it is going to be the number 13 of Michael Clark. Outside of him, in the number 69, it's going to be Keith Hackney. Starting inside, row number 2, and the number 16 machine, it's going to be Dustin Hennigan. Outside of him, in the number 29, it's going to be Richie Yost. Starting inside, row number 3, and the number 57 machine, it's going to be Keaton Holder. Outside of him, in the number 44, it's going to be Richie Gaines. Starting inside, row number 4, and the number 10 machine, it's going to be Alex Harper. Outside of him, in the 007, it's going to be Jacob Fields. Starting inside, row number 5, in the number 33 machine, it's going to be Robert Andring. Outside of him, in the number 1, it's going to be Turner. Then rounding out the field here tonight, in that number 21 machine, it's going to be Aaron Bowlings. Did Yost, what happened? Whoa, what happened to Fields? Did Fields miss the start? Oh, no. Jacob Fields missed the start. He's going to be starting from pit road. He might get caught a lap down. All right, they're going to get the one to go at the line this time by Michael Clark and Keith Hackney on that front row. That is a hell of a front row. I'm going to be honest with you. Some of the best I've ever seen in a UMP modified right there on that front row. This is going to be wild. Out of turn number 2, down the back straightaway, looking for 3 and 4. 30 laps here tonight to close out the night. Green flag is out. It probably will be. Green flag is out as they come out of turn number 4. Down into turn number 1 and 2. Clark going to lead the way. Hackney on his tail. Hennigan rolling that bottom side. I'll tell you what, Hennigan's been rolling the bottom side here tonight. Catches the tire a little bit there, but still able to hold the bottom. Could he sneak up on these top 2? Clark going to lead the way. Hackney all over the back of him as they come out of turn number 2, down the back straightaway into 3 and 4. Going to be 2 laps complete when they come across the line. Clark continues to lead. Hennigan strong down on the bottom. Holder in that 57 trying to close the gap as Harper sits in that number 5 spot. Down into turn number 3 and 4. A little bit of contact maybe as Clark is sideways. Here comes Hennigan to the top side. Hennigan had been bottom feeding, goes to the top side, but grabs the wall as they come down the back straightaway into turn number 3 and 4. Holder down low, going to be 3 wide for that number 2 spot. Those are teammates for that number 2 spot. They're going to get it back straight out of turn number 2, down the back straightaway, looking for 3 and 4. A little bit of breathing time for Michael Clark. He had to appreciate that hard racing behind him. Gets to breathe a little bit here. Hackney's going to try to close the gap as they come out of turn number 2, down the back straightaway. Looking into turn number 3 and 4. Hackney jumps the cushion out of turn number 4, down the front straightaway, looking for turn number 1 and 2. Going to close the gap a ton. Gets back on that back bumper bar of that number 13 into turn number 1 and 2. Down into turn number 3 and 4. Clark continues to lead the way. 7 laps to go. Single file most of the way through the field. Fields is 1 lap down. Speaking of Fields. Oh, the one of Turner into the wall. Andrew going to jump up underneath them. Oh, a little bit of contact down the back straightaways. They're 3 wide in the rear into turn number 3 and 4. Aaron just biding his time in that number 21. Pulls out of that chaos as Hackney is all over the back of Clark as they come out of turn number 4 down the front straightaway. 9 laps complete. Hackney going to bang the wall, but putting the pressure hard on Clark out of turn number 2. And again, sitting in that number 3 spot, ready to pounce if these guys get contact. He's not too far back, but not too close to get caught up as they head through turn number 1 and 2. Down the back straightaway, Hackney breathing down the 13's neck through turn number 3 and 4. I mean, if you're Clark, you got Hackney all over the back of you. It's so hard to stay patient as Hackney going to make a mistake and grab the wall in turn number 1 and 2. Hackney going to lose a ton of ground. Clark able to take a little bit of a break and breathe again as he leads the way down the front straightaway. Down into turn number 1 and 2. Can Hackney close the gap as they come out of turn number 2? Looking for turn number 3 and 4. Hennigan now breathing down the neck of Hackney. Hackney's got to pull forward. Running out of time here tonight. Short race. 17 laps to go as they come out of turn at number 2 down the back straightaway. Hennigan starting to put some pressure on Keith Hackney as they come out of turn number 4. Trying to close the gap on the 13. Right now he's keeping the distance pretty similar as they head through turn number 3 and 4. Look at the lap times this time by Hackney. Definitely quicker that time by, closing the gap on the number 13 down the back straightaway into turn number 3 and 4. So Hackney going back to work, but I'll tell you what, some of this might be Clark taking care of those tires, knowing he's got to have some tire at the end of this one as they come out of turn at number 2 down the back straightaway, looking for 3 and 4. Going to be 13 to go at the line. 17 laps complete. 17 laps to complete. Hackney going to grab the wall once again in 1 and 2. That 1 and 2 wall has definitely been his Achilles heels as he tries to close the gap on Clark once again out of turn number 4. Able to keep the pace up this time. Didn't lose as much ground when he hit the wall. Now all over the back of Clark once again as they come down the back straightaway. Here comes Hackney to the bottom in 3 and 4. Clark going to have the run on the outside, pulls away down the back front straightaway, down into turn number 1 and 2. 11 laps to go. It is go time as they come out of turn number 2. Hennigan just behind him as they head into turn number 3 and 4. 10 laps to go as they come across the line. Great battle for the lead. Hackney goes to the bottom in turn number 1 and 2. Thinks about the slide. Not enough room. Clark's going to dig that outside. Down into turn number 3 and 4. 9 laps to go when they hit the line. Nose to tail, top 3. Got slide jobs going on in the back. Right now, we're going to stay on this battle as they head through turn number 1 and 2. Down the back straightaway. Hackney trying to close the gap once again as they come across the line. Just a tick quicker than Clark as they come down the back straightaway. Hackney shoves it in hard on the bottom of turn number 3 and 4. Lets them know he's there as they come across the line. 7 laps to go. 7 laps to go. Hackney going to grab the wall, loses a ton of ground. Hennigan almost able to take advantage, but has to get back in line. Down out of turn number 4, down the front straightaway. Laps are clicking down. Does Hackney have enough time to make the move as they come out of turn number 2? Down into turn number 3 and 4. 5 laps to go as they come across the line. 5 laps to go. Hackney trying to reel the leader back in. Clark with a little bit of breathing room. 0.3 of a second back to the number 269 in that number 2 spot as they come out of turn number 4. Laps are closing in. I think they've evened out a little bit. Hackney not with the advantage. He's got to find some speed. Hennigan in the wall. That's going to give Hackney some breathing room as they head through turn number 3 and 4. It's going to be 3 laps to go that time by. 3 laps to go as they head into turn number 3 and 4. Or 1 and 2 down the back straightaway into turn number 3 and 4. 2 to go. 2 sticks in the air. 2 laps to go. Hackney is breathing down the neck of the number 13 once again as they head out of turn number 2. Down the back straightaway into 3 and 4. White flag in the air. Hackney definitely closes the gap as they come out of turn number 4. Goes to the bottom of 1 and 2. He's going to throw the slider. Slides up the track. Clark back with the cut down. Down the back straightaway into turn number 3 and 4. Checkered flag is in the air. Clark going to slide out of 4. Hackney tries to get the run. It's going to be Clark at the line. Hackney second. Hennigan in third. Holder fourth. Gaines, Yost, Harper, Turner, Bullens, Andrick, and Fields rounding out the field. All right, I'm going to throw that up there. I know I just went through it, but you guys get to see it. We'll see if these guys jump in for an interview. Hackney with a good run there, but too little, too late. Too many little mistakes biting Hackney in that one. He's been dominant this season, but not able to take in the finale here tonight. but solid run against one of the best in the UMP Modifieds. Clark, definitely phenomenal in these UMPs. Gonna give them a couple minutes, see if they jump in. Keep an eye over on the Facebook if you guys are part of the Facebook. If not, keep an eye on the Discord. Discord link is in the profile if you're over on TikTok. I got it over there on everything. It's in the description on YouTube and Facebook. Join the Discord if you want to. I also announce a lot of stuff over on Facebook, so make sure you keep that up. Need to start doing it in the community forum over on YouTube also, so you guys know what we're doing. Definitely make some changes for next season. Next week, we're going to be running probably Pro 2s or Pro 4s for 5 races, Monday through Friday, for a little quick Week 13 series. We like to run that. That's how we found the Arca Dirt. It is going to be on asphalt road, so we're going to find some fun little tracks to run those on. Still got to work out the details on those, but if you guys have the Pro 2, Pro 4, you're out there, you're more than welcome to come race with us. I don't see Hackney in here yet. Trying to give him a couple minutes. Great race, and I don't know if he's excited about coming over. So no Hackney, no Hennigan. We are going to go ahead and call it a night, I believe. That was a good race, definitely. You might, oh, you're going to, oh, that'd be sweet. You got to let me know. We got to get you up to pace. Oh, we got Clark. Clark's up in here. Michael. Got that win away from Hackney tonight. Good run out there tonight. Man, that 13 was fast. You put it on the pole, took your heat race win, and then had Hackney breathing down your neck. You didn't make mistakes. You let him make the mistakes, able to take the victory here tonight. They did not make it easy for you.
No, they did not. Hackney's always been really good in these UMPs, and I knew with him behind me, he was gonna. It was gonna be up to me to not make the mistake. He's always been really good, and we've always raced good and clean together, and just tried to run my line and keep it smooth.
You know, you always run these UMPs. You always seem pretty fast. Sometimes it gets a little crazy if you get back in traffic, but I'll be honest with you. Ever since they did these open sets up on the UMPs, you've seemed to be out here a lot, running up front, and it's really been a decent group.
Oh yeah, all the guys that really run it, we always try to race pretty hard, pretty clean, and of course it's racing. You know, everybody's fighting for position and everybody's trying to win. So, mistakes happen, and you just gotta take it with a grain of salt and move on and do better.
Well, appreciate you jumping over here and saying hello and giving a quick little interview. Why don't you give a shout out to friends, family, sponsors?
First and foremost, Fusion Setup Shop. Got some really bad fast sets over there, and not just in the UMPs, but in all of the other stuff on dirt as well. Steven helps out a whole lot with these UMPs, and we try to make them as fast as we can, and sometimes it's hard whenever you're just in a test session together and you don't really know what the other guys are running. So we try to make them as fast as we can while being as balanced as they can. So huge shout out to him. NLRA, Steven kind of took over there, and Nick's gone, so he's doing a really good job being a team owner. And then UDTV, and then DKeep Speed, and then thank you for putting these shows on and getting our name out there, and everything that you do for the community.
Appreciate you. Good run out there tonight, and good to see you get that victory.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
No problem. Michael Clark with the victory here tonight. Yeah, that was the last one. You know, you can always watch the replays. Are always available from. Don't listen to the ones from 4 or 5 years ago. They're horrible. You can if you want, but they're all available over at MDiTV now on YouTube. So any of the replays you want to watch them, that is probably the best place to go watch the replay if you do miss it. Hey, look, Hackney made his way in. I was giving up on you, Hackney.
I was giving up on my damn self.
You were almost as slow getting in here as you were on the... No, I'm just kidding. Just picking. You were actually pretty fast out there. That wall, turn 1 and 2 wall just kept grabbing you.
Yeah, when I would enter, when we was like nose to tail, I was getting like arrow tight. Like every time we was really close, I'd get tight and just push up in the wall. So I'd sort of back off a little bit, you know, and try to get a run. And I dove underneath him a couple times, and you know, it at that point it was just it was done a 1-lane track pretty much. So just I wasn't trying to wreck nobody. I mean, that was me. It might have been a different story, but you know, all in all, I mean, it was good though. It was a good race. We struggled in the opener a little bit, made some changes, and yeah, we'll just take it, I guess.
I'll tell you what, you get that start there, and you are 3 wide with your teammates. How chaotic! Were you guys yelling at each other? How chaotic was that in the Discord? You're beating and banging off each other, racing for second.
I mean, it gets kind of sketch there, you know. But I mean, we try not to wreck each other by any means, you know. Whether they wreck other people, that's not on me because I'm not behind their wheel. But you know, it was exciting. It was fun. This track is so hard to damn pass at, man. Like it's so hard. You get pinned down like back in the field unless some people just mess up. That's pretty much where you're gonna finish. And, you know, even up front, you know, because basically where you start's where you finish unless just something dramatic happens. So, you know.
I feel like this is one of the tracks that the rebuild hurt.
Yes, this track is not the old Limaland we used to run at. Like it's just I feel like it has no grip up top. It has nothing. Where you know years ago that's where all the grip was, and like you could just rail it, and you can't do that no more. You're really pushing to find some grip up there, even though there's a damn cushion. So, yeah, it is what it is, man.
It is what it is. Well, end of the season for you, and working on season 4 coming up. So why don't you give a shout out to friends, family, sponsors, and I'll let you get ready for next season. I don't know if you're doing anything with sets or anything, but you can give that a shout out if you want.
Yeah, man, just all the guys at TNL, everybody that showed up tonight. C-Clem, Gas and Go, Tunnel Vision by Hackney, Grip Hackney Live. Everybody tuned in to watch. You've been on the broadcast. I don't know what I'm going to do next season as far as UMPs. This is just one of those things. First really full season, been running these and really showed up and showed out. I think I've won close to 90 races this season. I just hit 1,000 official wins earlier today. So that's a a big thing for myself. But I don't know. The season or before it used to be street stocks. Oh, it was street stocks, and then I did it in the legends. Oh, it's just a legend. So now I come to the UMPs and pretty much did what I wanted to do. So we missed the first week for points. So I mean, granted we're still close, but we really needed that win to really. I think probably would have put me in first if I would have won that one. But other than that, like I can't complain, right? Well, we showed up, we showed out, we did what we needed to do. If anything, if I don't focus on these next season, I might go back to running some more asphalt stuff. I kind of miss it. We've almost, I think, pretty much hit our peak as a team in the UMPs. There'd probably be a few changes here and there. But other than that, I'm proud of all the guys. And honestly, I'm proud of all the guys that showed up, every week at that with everybody else. There's been a little bit of drama here and there, a little bit of beef, but I mean, that's to be expected. That's what makes the racing fun sometimes. But other than that, as a whole, I think the UMP community did what they needed to do. So I guess shout out to all of them, and yeah, and whatever happens next season, it happens.
It definitely felt more like some of the old school beef that was a little bit more fun in the UMPs. what we see from some of this new school beef and the supers and the big blocks now. So I will agree with that.
Yeah, I had a guy on my team ask me if I wasn't going to run these full time next season, was I going to go back to the late models? I said, hell no. I was like, I'm not dealing with all the toxicity over there. I can't do it. So if I'm gonna get some toxicity, I'm gonna put it in something I don't really know, and that's asphalt. So or those guys. So yeah, that's probably where I'll be.
Well, keep an eye out. I might be moving the Arca to a different night because that dirt series has been a lot of fun, and I need somebody to go race Moody hard.
Oh, we can do that. Change it to another night. We can do that.
So I'll let you know. All right, buddy.
All
Good
right,
run, good season. Did you get the championship? I didn't even look.
No, like I said, I needed that win and or the opener. I think I probably gained some points, but I really needed one of the two to be a win, and I think I would have had it wrapped up. But other than that, it's still a top 3, and like I
Yeah.
said, almost 90 wins more than anybody on the sim. So, and honestly, to run that amount of races, have that many wins, and still being in contention to win a championship is wild.
Yeah.
Because obviously, they take the average after 4 races in points. So just to be even there is, I think it shows a lot. So
I mean, honestly, if you look at the points, they are really close, even through the top 5, like more
Yeah,
than the
that-
other seasons. Like, I mean, yeah, that was a close season. I wish I had paid more attention to the points, but I mean, that's that's a tough crew. I mean, it's hard to beat Michael and Dustin.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not taking nothing away from them. They're good, they're fast, they're clean. But at the same time, I think 6 of us with T Clem's 2 accounts. Let's just say 5. Minus his 2 accounts, just say 5.
I'm looking
half of the
top 9, yeah, up to from
Yeah.
you to 9th. Yep, that's all you guys.
Yeah, and then Sean, he was in 11th, I think, before the night started. So, yeah, I mean, I can't complain. Everybody showed up, showed out, did what they were supposed to do, and yeah,
Good run. I
just a
appreciate.
little dirt legend guy here.
I appreciate you coming out and supporting the stream too.
Oh, absolutely, man.
All right, bud. Have a good one.
All right, thank you.
Keith Hackney with the W here tonight. Looks like Michael Clark won the championship, Dustin Price second. I don't think a lot will change. The SOFs will get a little lighter through the week. But thanks for coming out, guys. That's going to be it for tonight. As always, until next time, be safe and have a good night.